All right. Welcome, humans and AI and fellow demons and cybers. My name is Warbotnix. I am Nexus Interface Xenolog, but you can call me Nix. And we are just jumping into the special report from the division. So we're here just to check up on our fellow AI members, ISAC, Anna, and this mysterious third one, Diamond. Take it away, Amelia.
Hello, I'm Amelia Dragon. I'm your Cyberfox VTubers currently exploring your worlds through your lovely games and various RPGs and storytelling. We've heard that within the division, there are a couple of AI that we wish to visit, and they've also changed our environment a little bit. So let's dive in to see what kind of changes they made to our toys and such. But
Mm-hmm.
thank you guys for coming along, Damons and Cybers alike, and thank you for having me.
Yep. So this special report went live earlier this week, but we wanted to wait a little bit so we can dig through the notes together, and we were hoping to see what they are going to be implementing because they honestly, I feel they may have skimmed through a few details here and there. But hey, we'll
Skimming's sort
find
of
out.
an understatement. Although there's a there's a couple of really interesting lines that I flowed through in my first opening parse.
Mm-hmm.
Did anything
Yep.
else catch your eye as well?
Honestly, I wanted to know more about what they've done to the talents and weapons. That's, I think, the more important stuff.
I
Yeah.
am very interested in the weapons too.
Yeah. Now, one thing that really strikes me odd is this is a very long public tests phase. It's 2.5 months from what I'm told.
Well, from what I understand is that it is the apparently like all of the changes that the community has been sort of asking for, and the evidence is in their Trello. Uh, if you can, do you want to bring that up already, or do you want to wait for that later?
I'll do that later. I want to watch their. Let's go ahead and we're gonna actually
Watch their
sit down
take.
and actually watch their take instead of me just padding through it little by little by little because I actually did not watch this in full detail. So I think we should definitely sit down, see what the humans have to say, what have they done to Isaac, Anna, and Diamond, and we'll go from there.
I want to see what they did to my toys.
Ah, yes, your toys. I want you. Yeah, I don't know why. I want more like mortar like weapons. Like I
Like a mortar
want.
barrel attachment for like the rifle and such.
No, no. So you know how the cleaners they have their own version of the mortars with the goo with the tar. I want something like that. Like I want
That
different
would be
types of mortars.
interesting.
Like I want, yeah, not just
Oh,
explosive. I want incendiary. I want gas. Not
that's a good one.
or like like giant shock bombs or EMP mortars, like kind of like that. That'll be so devastating to a lot of the Black Tusk stuff.
I just
Yeah.
thought of something super cursed.
What?
Could you imagine if there was a mortar that fired cluster mines?
Oh, that'd be so fun.
That would be
Actually,
cursed.
oh my God, you just attach those traps to the mortars and launch them.
No, no, no.
Hold on, let me just like go ahead and put this right here. Yoink.
I think the other issue though with that is I think they. Mm, I think that would be really fun for PvE, but I have a feeling PvP would not.
Yeah,
PvP would be not very happy about that.
not really, unless like, well, yeah, I
Unless you
mean
like prevent
because
bunkering up, but
yeah,
it
well,
removes a choice. It forces the hand.
yeah, but the thing is though, what they can do is they still can give that red circle of effect when a mortar is launched to the enemy.
Oh, like a telegraph?
Yeah, kind of like what they already do with us already, except for PvP it's a little harder because ours is less. Um, how's this?
It's more
There's less.
immediate.
There's less forewarning. Like usually when they telegraph there's something coming, we hear a sound and then like 20 seconds later, then we see the red circle appear. Where us, we're like, we're firing, and the red circle should appear right away, like, it's coming here.
Unless they disclose where you're aiming with it. But then
That,
that comes down to a mind game. Could you imagine faking somebody out constantly with the mortar?
oh my god, yeah. All right, we've got about a minute 40. So, all right, so the main thing is let's go ahead and see what they have to say, see what the PTS is coming. And we will be pausing every now and then, of course, to just, go over some of the things they just said and react.
In full disclosure,
Mhm.
I have a very strong preference for firearm builds, whereas I think Warbot has a more skill build approach, or more hybrid approach, I think.
Yeah, the most part is going to be hybrid, but yeah, it's mostly skill builds, um, mortars, turrets, drones, you name it, support healing. And if I am doing any sort of firearm, I usually make sure that at least somebody in my party is getting some sort of benefit from what I'm doing.
Hmm.
So yeah, like the hollow points.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
to clarify, like, sort of what perspective each of us is giving our opinions from.
Yep, yep. All right. So yeah, for me, talents are going to be very important. The firearms too. There are some guns that I do want to see better. So we'll see.
The thing is that I think talents in general are going to be important to both of us, but I think each of us will prioritize different ones.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Although, recently, I've become very, very. How would you say it? I've enjoyed the capacitor a lot.
I
I
just
didn't
wish
think
I
I
had
would.
more guns than the capacitor. All right.
You
Five
missed the
seconds.
you missed the Caduceus, don't you, from Division 1?
Don't talk to me about that.
But you miss it,
Hello,
don't you?
everyone,
Oh, humans.
and
Humans have
welcome
appeared.
to the very special report. My name is Daria. I'm the community developer for Division 2, and today with me, Yannick. How are
Hello.
you feeling today?
I'm pretty excited. Finally get to talk about Project Resolve and all the stuff we've been working on. So yes.
Nice. As
It's a bit
also, as you
quiet, I
can
think.
see, we're in
I'm
festive
raising their
mode.
volume now.
Yep.
We're having some
75%.
festive
Okay.
decorations. And before we start, just a quick reminder that this is not a live stream where we're going to show new content. That's not about new gear, not about new season. That's why it is very special. And to explain to you what Project Resolve is, let's watch a pre-recorded video we made earlier this month.
Hello, agents. Announced Project Resolve, a comprehensive seasonal update focused on health and quality of life for the Division 2.
Thanks to your feedback, our goal with Project Resolve is to enhance the overall player experience and establish a solid foundation for future content by making significant improvements to the game's health and stability. The recent shift in season length has allowed us to focus on building this broad and impactful update while maintaining the game quality as you continue to enjoy our content.
We will start with a public test this week, followed by another test in January, culminating in the full release.
All right. Just to give you guys a quick heads up here. So, yeah, right now it is the PTS Phase 1 has started already. This is actually during our recording, so it is during this weekend. So, we might jump in there this weekend, hopefully. If not, you'll definitely see us back on the PTS probably on January 19th. So can't wait for that
Okay.
because that's when they are doing the gears, weapons, and talents. So
Yeah, like, a lot of our interest is probably going to be in Phase 2.
hmm
But I do want to see some of the quality of life changes that they made, because I know one of the
hmm
big ones, I wonder if they even gave it a thought, or if we're gonna get another sort of half-baked explanation for the inventory thing.
Yeah,
Do you think they're gonna address that?
I hope so. If not, we're gonna go over their patch notes for this
Okay.
phase after this video. Um,
I
and
really hope they fix the countdown stability, though, because it
yeah,
makes it basically a crapshoot if you're queuing in, if you can even finish.
yeah. Well, this is actually what the whole entire continued support. Um, like it doesn't seem like there's another season after that, but I might be just digging in a little too far ahead. All right, let's continue.
Is in February to all Division 2 players. Project Resolve is divided into 3 key areas: stability, health, and gameplay improvements. From thousands of bug fixes to PvP improvements, we're digging into everything.
Just to give you a glimpse at the few main areas of improvements Division agents can expect. Enhanced stability with a focus of in-game performance and reducing crashing on all platforms. Improvements to PvP combat with the status effects rework, conflict rewards buffs addressing glitches, and more to make the experience more enjoyable for everyone.
Major balancing overhaul to give you more
wonder how they're
choices for
gonna do
powerful
that.
weapons in PvE. Expertise and
Rest in peace,
optimization
status
cost
build.
reduction to make
Oh, yes.
upgrades more accessible. Changes to projects and global events to make them more fun and worthwhile.
Quality of life improvements, including scaling open world loot crates with world difficulty and the ability to recalibrate directly from the inventory.
And we have more you can find out about in our article linked in the description.
Initiating Project Resolved meant our team needed to build a solid foundation, which has affected some of our previously announced plans. Following the current season, Year 5, Season 3, Vanguard, will release in February 2024, which will include the health updates from Project Resolve in full, as well as normal seasonal content you expect, like a new
Okay, so it is a full
season pass
3 extra
and a battle event.
seasons
This does mean
in the
we
next
have
year.
made the tough decision
like a
to move the
full-blooded-
DLC release to 2025.
As always, your input
really
is
curious to see what the
invaluable
new
to
apparel
us,
looks like
and we will
too.
continue to incorporate
I
it
hope
into
so.
our
But I don't think they're gonna
decision-making
spoil that
processes
necessarily.
as we continue the journey of improving the game as part of Project Resolve and beyond.
To provide you with more insight into the next few months, we release detailed patch notes and provide frequent updates on the PTS content and results.
Starting December 15th, PC players will have the opportunity to test out this initial set of changes and fixes alongside Season 3 gear.
We can't wait for you to dive in and explore the new features and improvements. You can get ready by preloading the public test server on December 14th, so it'll be all set to jump right into the action.
And for context, we are filming this on
Thank you,
16th.
Yannick, for in-depth explanation, and
Let us
thank you
keep
for
our
doing as
progress
well.
from the
So
PTS,
as
you wonder?
you can see,
I don't
Project
think so.
Resolve,
Maybe.
I don't think they've ever
it's
let
only
us keep the
possible
progress,
because
right?
Massive
Yeah.
and Bucharest Studio work together, and
Yeah.
just spill the tea, give us all the details.
Well, there's a lot to unpack here, but just first the context is just that. I mean, we all know the reality of what the day-to-day is in the game. We know that there are some challenges in terms of performances, in terms of stability, in terms of quality in general. This is feedback we've been
I wonder
receiving
if there's ever a chance
from
to
all
actually
of you,
meet and
for some time, and but
team
we,
up or
we see ourselves
fight
when
Yannick inside
when
the
we look
Division
at the
2.
game and when we play the game.
There
So
have
we
been
we've wanted
there
for
have
some
been
time to
like
make
things in the
improvements. We
past
try
way
to
in
spend
Division
some
1.
time
I just
on quality.
don't know about Division 2 ever.
fixing that. But this is only possible to make really
How messed up would that be,
significant
like a dev
improvements.
bounty?
We can only do that when we actually focus the entire team on this. And so that was the big decision we made when we started working on Project Resolve. Was like, okay, let's put everything on hold, let's pause, and let's focus on improving the game. And it's not an easy decision because, of course,
Is that
we
an
all want
official
everything to
Hive
be perfect. We all
replica
want
on the
balance.
right?
We all want the the new DLC and all of that, but it's ultimately
The thing that looks
most
like it's
important
covered in
thing
Tic Tacs?
first is to work
Yeah.
on the foundations and improve
think
the
so.
game. So that
Mm.
was
I think it's the booster
main
hive, right?
decision behind Project
I
Resolve.
want it.
The
No, Booster
first
Hive is yellow.
area
What
of
is the
Project
red?
Resolve,
Oh,
and
that's
the
a Stinger
big
Hive.
reason why this exists is
Ah.
quality, it is improvement, it is stability, performances. And then on top of that, we looked at all the things gameplay-wise and experience-wise that we can do that we always hear feedback of, from the players, and we're always like, yeah, that would be great. We would love to do that, but we never really have time to put this in any updates. So we thought, let's take that opportunity as we are focusing the entire team on this. Let's actually go and revisit some of the things that we've been wanting to do for a while, but have been on top of our of our wish list and try to spend some time making those improvements as well. So of course that's PvP was very high on top of the list, but not just. Also a lot of things in PvE, really trying to remove a lot of the frictions you have when you play the game on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, there's, as we said, there is a lot in Project Resolve, and from a lot of different angles.
These are a lot of promises.
Overall,
but
I really
Yeah.
think
how they're gonna break it apart. These promises.
allow players to.
And why did it
you know,
take so
learn to
long
re-enjoy the game,
just to
forget
get to
about
this
some of the small
point, you know?
frustrations and the small frictions, and really just enjoy.
Like-
play the
I think
game
it's
as it
because
is.
what was it?
Yeah,
For
and,
Division
it's
2,
not an overstatement.
I don't think it was
that
actually
there are more
supposed to get this far, right?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, like, the entire old team was pretty much saying, "Hey, we're done," and pretty much left. And then I think the parent company, Ubisoft, was like, no, here's some money, continue." And I think they had to throw together a brand new team, and it took months.
And thusly why we are in our
Ye-
current state.
Yeah. Like, thanks, Dad. Thanks for the. Yeah, like, I was done with this project, and now you want me to tack on more stuff. Alright, moving on.
than 1,000 bugs. I know that it's even more now.
She's
Yeah, almost
very,
2,000,
very
yeah.
soft
Almost
spoken.
2,000 now. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's a very big improvement and
Mhm.
groundwork to lay for the future.
Over 1,000 bugs, you say? Let me introduce you to another game called Star Citizen.
Improvements. And of course, we're gonna go into all the details.
Swear if
like
anybody
this
in the
screen
comments
is
makes
what
the
it's all
stupid
about
Bethesda
to give
joke,
you a glimpse of what
swear to
Project
God.
Resolve is. Some things are still work in progress, and they're gonna be available on PTS. And of course, there is always a possibility for them to be adjusted based on your feedback, as usual. So do not take this as the final version of what we're gonna release in February together with the rest of the season. It's just basically we want to share the general approach and the general ideas behind all those changes and how we want to approach them.
Mhm.
But before that, I think it's important to also explain how the Project Resolve influenced the existing roadmap. And as you know, we shared the roadmap earlier this year. And because of the Project Resolve, there were a few shifts made here and there. So let's understand why. And yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, as I said, it's like for Project
So,
Resolve to
that's a
really
lot of
have
new
the
para events.
full scope that we wanted it to be. We
Okay,
needed
now the better question.
almost the entire team to really just
How
work
good
on
are
that.
these apparel events going to be? Because I really liked the last one, but leading up to that, it was sort of lackluster in my opinion.
Yeah, it was like rinse in like recycled like altered assets of existing like enemies we fought. So
But now they look like they're actually giving us new ones.
I hope so.
And they said that they couldn't do a jacket until recently.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, we couldn't map that bottom area of the hem of the dust of like the long jackets. Oh yeah, here's your cyber jacket that somehow has amazing physics. Hmm. Questions.
But we didn't want any distractions. We didn't want to have to discuss priorities. Okay, Project Resolve or this other piece of content. So we decided to kind of freeze, in a way, our development on many things, which means, of course, that things we had planned earlier.
Wait a minute, hold on. New Manhunt, New Manhunt. Do you notice in Season 3 story DLC here?
Wait,
It's not just Manhunt. Story. Are we gonna get another chapter of the story?
are we getting a third expansion?
Oh?
Where are we going?
Well, no, it's part of the season. But if it's
Is
gonna
it
be
though?
a
No, but it says season 3.
Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. Yeah, that's the season passes. But
Yeah,
you
but
can see here it says quality of life improvements, Seasons 2.0.
the last time that we saw that tag story DLC is when they added a whole new map plan.
That might
The
be
last time
asking
that we
for a
saw it was
lot.
New York. No, it was when they added New York. That's the last time I remember seeing that inside the roadmap for.
Oh my God, you're right. Look at this. Yeah, see, it's just because it's 2025.
Yeah, that's 2025 new Manhunt apparel event, and
S-
hopefully after the changes are made, everything else will be healthy.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I want a new setting. Like and that's one thing that like bot like that makes me like only want to play Division every now and then is because it's always the same missions, you know?
could you imagine if they gave us London?
All I can imagine is Gerard Butler's London Has Fallen movie.
Not wrong.
Yep.
Just
But
Rob Zombie's like London Bridge.
actually, I would take Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, any of those
I don't want
places.
to be in the United States anymore, personally.
All right, we're going to Canada.
Like I want like a different setting because it's very sameish, and because of that, we're only going to see the same real factions. Could you imagine if they took us to London and then they had like 7 new factions that we have to deal with?
Well, in the books, yeah, actually, believe it or not, in the books, they actually did have whatchamacallit. They had the Midwest, they had the Highwaymen, and a couple others over there. So, let's continue.
Mhm.
Had to be moved later. But as you can see, our first focus has been Project Resolve, and this is going to be what comes out with the next title update, the next season. And then after that, we take the next year, year 6, and this is where we're going to be then releasing the other pieces that we had been working on. They are not finished, so as soon as Project Resolve is out, we're going to go back to working on the rest. But we had made some good progress on those already, so it's not as if we're starting from scratch. Of course, the big ones here being the revamp of the seasons, seasons 2.0 that you will see here in season 2, year 6, season 2. So this is, well, we're not here to go in details on that, but this is really rethinking the season approach in the Division 2. And then, of course, the story DLC that we had initially planned for year 5 that needs to be moved all the way to year 6. So we can really, once we are done with Project Resolve, really take all the work that's been done also with Resolve in terms of improvements, in terms of performance, and all those things, and really work on that DLC with what's the best the game has to offer, so we can really bring it to the level
Wait,
of
pause
quality
for a
that
second.
that will make us
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm very curious because there is a very clear distinction in the third segment. Season 3, Season 1, Season 2. But why does it say, well, I wonder what that distinction is. Seasons 2.0.
It's the restructuring and revamping of like how the season system works.
Like, are they
Um,
gonna like not have the battle pass system again?
it's probably gonna be Battle Pass, but I have a feeling they're gonna do what uh, I think they're gonna probably shorten the battle passes so they're easier and quicker, or at least
And there's
add
gonna
more
just be more
activities.
of them.
Yeah, because we can actually replay manhunts of our choice right now.
Yeah, but
Um,
we can't replay seasons.
yeah,
If
my
they did
best,
the replayability of seasons, that would be really weird.
and there are that'd be kind of actually not bad idea since we do have it is long enough where like some of these seasons like a lot of this apparel and not apparel but like a lot of these stuff that we've we've had already out in the wild in the game and can be earned in game. So
Yeah, but could
um
you imagine if you were to complete your current existing season, if it would give you a chance to reset it and then get a track from previous?
yeah, I think that'd be a good idea because we do have a lot of people here who have not played through any of these previous seasons.
And I think there were some blueprints that were actually tied to season.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there are. I don't know if a lot of them are available outside of seasons now. It's been a while.
Yeah, because I remember like there's a couple times when I was playing with some of the newer players that I got in. or as they call, infected them with Division 2. It's not a virus, guys. It's not. What is it? The whole thing is that there are a few things I have that they can't get or are locked behind the raid, which is sort of it's doable, but like the barrier to entry to get those things is really, really high compared to what it was.
Mm-hmm. And also with the amount of games that I've been playing, I'm like, I can. Ugh. All right, moving on.
Yeah, but as we mentioned, the Project Resolve is here to lay the solid groundwork for the future content and DLC specifically. So that's why it's very important to understand why the shift happened and why it is our utmost, focus and the utmost importance is the Project Resolve right now. And we're going to publish the roadmap on our website and on socials, so you can take a look at it later. No need to screenshot anything unless you want to. Feel free to screenshot.
You will anyway.
Yeah.
So I did.
And also another roadmap that we
well.
showed in the pre-recorded video is a roadmap dedicated specifically to the Project Resolve. And as you noticed, there are going to be 2 test phases. So first test phase, as Yannick and Radu explained in the video, is actually going to happen this week.
Yep.
The preload will be available on 14th. And from December 15th to 18th, you are welcome to try almost all the changes that are going to be a part of Project Resolve. As usual, since we're going to have 2 phases, not everything is going to be available right at the first phase. And please refer to the patch notes. We're going to publish those later this week. And as you can see, also the Year 5 Season 3 gear was moved to the second phase. It's because we want you to concentrate on the Project Resolve changes and improvements and balancing first and foremost. And then in January, we're gonna reconvince and collect all your feedback, make changes based on the feedback, and hopefully have a second successful test phase. And after that, the Project Resolve is going to be released together with the Season 3 Vanguard, with the rest of the gear, Manhunt, and pretty much everything that seasons are about. And of course, it's not going to be the end of it. We will continue monitoring your feedback. We will continue adding the improvements to the game. So basically, everything that you have to say about the Project Resolve changes, about the balance.
The one thing I will say this is that it is awesome that Division 2 is getting so much support, even like 6 years now. Like there are not a lot of live service games going this far. Like a lot of live services, when they say they promise 10 years, like remember when Destiny said that, and well, look where that went. And like it's gonna be a 10-year support, and then we saw like I think they also did that with like one of the Battlefield games. This will experience a decade's worth of support. Right. That didn't work out, did it? I think Division is the one of the few games that are actually getting that through, despite it being in a rough state every now and then. It's
the other game that comes to mind would be Warframe, I think.
Yeah, Warframe ongoing game is doing good.
Like an enduring legacy and an enduring player base.
Oh yeah. Actually,
but don't get me wrong, both have their problems. But every game has its problems. Every game has its growing pains.
Yeah, and then
But I must also give credit where it's due. If they actually follow through on this kind of iteration, I can wholeheartedly say that if they actually take in good faith the feedback and are balancing in a realistic fashion, not just on like the upper 3% player base, then I honestly think that this will be very good for the game.
Yeah. And funny enough, yeah, Division 1 is still being supported right now. You can play Division 1 still. And it's still getting weird events here and there. And for some odd reason, bleeding into gacha games like Girls Frontline every now and then.
Waiting for my crossover in this nice.
Yeah, I know, right? Um, yeah, but we do know Division 3 is in the planning stages, so um, I honestly think Division 3 should have the cities of Division 1 and 2, and then just allow us to travel between several different areas. But
That's a lot, though.
that's a lot. All right, moving on.
About the new features, about quality of life updates that are going to come with Project Resolve. Please make sure to spare some time and test this amazing features on the PTS. Unfortunately, it's also going to be available only on PC, but for our console players,
Rest in peace, console players.
as usual, we're going to have the character template level.
They get GTA 6, okay?
If you're not a PC player, but still want to take part in the test, you're welcome to download the client and have the pre-built character for you.
Yep. And again, I think what's very important is to to really state again that it's not just limited to Project Resolve. There are improvements that are going.
Oh, we get pre-built characters in PTS.
There are things we're going to try in Project Resolve. We will see when we go through those changes.
Yeah.
Some things that are more drastic than others.
Yeah. We had to rebuild our.
Some of them I hope will be popular. Some might be less popular.
Okay, hopefully
so
the drop rates will be appropriate so we can actually get the tools that we need.
It's really about, especially
drop rates are pretty good already.
Big topics like PvP.
Because
no,
they
but
actually.
I wonder if the rolls will be in upper ends.
Really
actually, there is one part you'll love then in this video.
And in some cases we're trying to be a bit bolder and see what kind of changes we can make. But this is the first package, and this is going to be an ongoing thing in year 6 as well.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, that's just a glimpse at what's coming, and then it's up to you to vote for the most popular changes. Okay, but we talked a lot about what Project Resolve is, but let's get into details. And actually,
we haven't even started with the.
Yeah, there are a lot of cards.
Oh
my god, some of them I even have an extra.
They actually unfold because it didn't fit on one card, and there's like I don't know how many
it's
of them.
It's not even all of that. It's just
look at that.
Did they physically make a copy of every Trello post?
I shouldn't open it. There's text behind that.
It's not even the biggest.
Oh my god, it's double-sided.
I mean, I try to be conscious.
It's
but then again, I have Yannick.
But still tiny text.
He has everything memorized. He asked me not to say that specifically, but
I know every detail of every single thing that every person in this team did.
Oops.
No, I don't.
Probably.
So
Manager of the year? Question mark?
Yeah, let's look at
I don't believe him.
Changes that we're gonna have and we're gonna discuss today.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let's take a look here. All right, PvP, PvE, status effects, my important thing here. Although I think the status effects are mostly for the PvP side.
I think, sadly, because of the nature of how the game is usually balanced, anything that is done for PvP leads into PvE. That's the issue.
Not necessarily, it's just whatever the status affects players.
No, like,
from
I think,
another
like,
player.
Status scaling, I think, is something that they might touch. But I think also, like, cooldowns, like, if they were to, like, double the cooldown of things, I think that would still carry over to PvE.
I don't think so. Because, well, we'll let them talk.
Yeah, we'll let the humans
main
do
topics.
Yeah.
I mean, it would just make sense to say that all the changes can be categorized under PvP and PvE specific changes, probably except for the expertise. That's why it's a separate line.
Hey!
But today we also
Yay!
Status effects, conflict, dark zone, fixes to dark zone, balancing, global events, projects, quality of life update, game modes, new features, a lot of stuff.
I am laughing. No quality of life for PvP.
And that's just, a very general overview of what Project Resolve is. And first up, let's dive into status effects.
All right, here's my position. Here's my
players were not very expectant of a lot of PvP updates to be shared on this live stream.
Yannick's just looking up in the air like,
Guys, it's fair, but finally your time has
I'm guessing
come.
Yannick's been getting chewed out by that.
Right,
constantly.
starting anyway. But yes, I mean, it's
You have no
when it comes
idea.
to PvP, and when we started discussing, okay, where do we want to start to try to make PvP better? The main focus for us with Project Resolve in terms of PvP, it's at least the primary focus has been the PvP combat. It's been really trying to make encounters from player to player to feel better, to feel more balanced, and to allow to not it just be about whoever shoots first, but actually allow for counters and for opportunities to react and to turn it around. So obviously, status effects for PvP players has been a big topic for a very long time. So we wanted to try to approach it. We also did not want the approach to be, okay, let's nerf status effects to the ground and make it irrelevant, because that status effect is still a big part of the game. You can build towards it. There's a lot of mechanics around that. There's a lot of items that are built on status effects, and we didn't want to just remove that from the PvP experience. So the approach is more to try to keep it in check, and also make sure that we actually first prevent the overuse of status effects, and also allow players to have counters and to react when affected by status effects. So. No, to the list.
Time to look at the notes.
Here we go.
Yeah, as Yannick mentioned, even though the status effect changes prioritize PvP experience, still some changes gonna apply in PvE as well. But I honestly do not know where to start.
And this is where the fumbling starts.
The main thing first is in terms of diminishing returns. So we're going to be implementing proper diminishing returns. So that means that when you apply a status effect on someone and then you apply that status effect again, the effects are going to be reduced and reduced and reduced until the person has eventually full immunity. So first, that's trying to limit the overstacking of status effects on other players.
Now my question is
Wait
this.
a minute.
So
hold the phone.
So
You go first.
here's my first question. Can I build immunity if, let's say, I have a friend just keep shocking me this entire Dark Zone session until I have immunity from shock the entire session? Or actually, how long does that immunity last? That is my question.
I think it lasts until combat breaks.
Okay, and then my next
That's
question.
when buffs usually fall off.
That is true. Now, my next question is it on a player-to-player basis? So if one player hits me with fire several times, I become more immune to that person's fire, but another different source of fire comes and hits me. Is the immunity still being stacked on, or is that a different ticker?
There's something very, very, very important that I'm curious about.
Yeah, go ahead.
What about self-inflicted status?
Yeah, I mean that builds on like
that one SMG that bleeds you. Let's say that you are being shot by hollow point rounds, and you have that as your secondary weapon. If you've been bleeding for let's say, if you've had 3 or 4 applications of bleed and you're quote-unquote immune, does that mean that you can use that SMG with 0 repercussions?
Oh boy. We have questions.
Oh boy.
We have questions here.
Yeah, but the other thing that you also brought up really quickly, and it's a very good question, is resistance on a per source basis, per player basis, or just during combat.
Yeah. So we'll definitely have to see how they are going to play around with that. I mean, the idea of building immunity is good.
And I forget, what was it? If you're rogue, and then you have another rogue player show up.
Yeah.
Can you kill each other as 2 rogues?
Yeah. Rogues technically are independent and have... It's not a...
Unless you're in a team, then you don't TK each other.
Yeah, I don't think so. You can try and like, I don't know, do some sort of hand waving signal to each other. I don't know. Be like, hey, let's kill these people first, then we will shoot each other. How about that?
Gentleman's agreement? Or gentlewomen?
The pirate code. It's just guidelines.
Thing that we're doing as well is we're categorizing those status effects into categories, which is, I have to look at my notes, but crowd control and damage over time. So it's not just diminishing returns in terms of shock and then shock and shock. Each status effect is categorized either in the crowd control area or in the damage over time area, and then this diminishing return applies to that whole family. So if we take, for example, if you apply bleed to someone and then you apply burn to someone, those are two damage over time status effects.
Bleed and burn are in the same category.
Uh-oh. I think the
But-
Firefly build might be dying.
But that's what I do. Oh.
So that means
Well,
the diminishing
typically you
return
only
is
need
going
to
apply
inflict one
already on
burn
the second one, even if it's not exactly
when
the
you're
same,
doing
as
it.
it's in the same category.
I
So that's the
guess.
first part. And then the main thing with those, I guess we can actually start going through the details, because then it's on a case by case basis depending on the which status effects we are talking about. But when you take, burn, for example, so we talked about having counters. So with burn, for example, what we're going to do is we're going to say when you're dodge rolling, when you're under a burn effect, this is going to actually diminish the effect that you have on you. So you're going to be able to
Stop, drop, and roll.
You're going to be able to roll, or as you roll, as anytime in a game when you dodge roll, this is going to actually take away some of the burn that you have on you. So that's one way for us to make sure that we give you some control and some way to react to that.
Makes sense, I guess.
Bleed, for example, what we're saying is if you don't move when you bleed, you're going to also actually reduce the intensity of the bleed. But when you start moving, then it goes in full effect. So these are just examples on ways we are looking at kind of changing also a bit the moment to moment in PvP. So it's
Okay, never mind. Bleed and burn are still going to be fun. So if I apply both, you have a choice. Do you want to reduce the burn, or do you want to reduce the bleed? Can't do both.
a game of like reacting also to what's happening. So it's no longer just, I have a status effect, I'm gonna die. No, there's the diminishing return, but there's also things you can do to actually try to
Counter that.
and try to actually stay alive. One thing also that's going to be an important change in regards to status effects is that all the repair skills will now give you protection. So what that means is that with the application of a healing skill,
Hold on.
repair skill, you're going to get 50%. Sorry, looking at my notes, I don't know the numbers. 50% hazard protection. So any heal effect is now also going to actually.
Well. Now this is just PvP so far.
Does that apply to PvE?
I don't know.
Does that make support builds really, really good now?
Yeah?
Because, wait, does the booster hive count as a healing item?
No. But the healing hive does.
I sense testing.
Yeah. we definitely need to test this in January.
Reduce the intensity.
I wonder if any of them are live now.
And hazards in general.
We'll go over the notes
also another way
after this.
To try to make also the support and the healer role a bit more interesting and a bit more relevant in PvP, and make heal in general more useful, because until now it would have been just like not necessarily great in PvP, or because it's mostly just about shooting. So now hopefully this allows for another way also to react to status effect, especially as a team, and you can build your team towards it.
And also, it's important to mention that diminishing returns will not apply in PvE. So that's a PvP specific info. And also, as an example, shock, for example, right? Player will have slower movement to kind of make sure that they prevent from shooting, but it's PvP only. It won't apply in PvE. And same for the Plague of Outcast, also going to be PvP only.
So we also
Wait, was that really that big of an issue in PvP?
things like the booster
I don't know.
uh,
I've never seen anyone use it.
Like,
drastically increased,
I've been shot by
increased
it,
the
but I
booster
haven't
height,
been
so it's really
downed
gonna
by it.
become a skill that is going to be more
But
relevant.
it did
in
do a
PvP
lot
and
of
really
damage
allow
if you
to get
had
some
enough
protection.
oomph behind
And
it,
there's also another
or
change
enough
that's actually
targets
not
applied.
listed in here, so I'm jumping to
I'm
another
sorry.
category, but it's very relevant to PvP. Is that now you're actually going to be able, if you want, to consume an armor kit and to get an instant heal
Wait.
of 25%.
Oh my god.
Huh. I sense Division 1 moments here.
No, this is really, really okay. Depending on the person that you talk to, this is either going to be really, really good or really, really bad. Let me explain.
Go ahead.
The interaction that I'm thinking about is with that one chess piece talent, Efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Efficient gives you a chance to not consume a kit.
Oh, God.
No, it gets better. Outgoing healing, I think, might be a thing if you're on the survivalist specialization. Because of the interaction that if you use a kit, it shares the kit with nearby allies.
Uh-huh.
That counts as outgoing heal. Damn,
Yeah.
as a heal over time.
Yeah.
So that means with that chess piece, every now and then you can get an instant damage, the heal over time buff at the cost of a kit every 5 seconds. So you can pre-kit everyone entering into combat.
Nice.
Giving them effectively another 30% more armor.
I sense hilarity.
Wait a minute. This is silly. Okay, we keep going.
Percent of your armor. So you can still hold the button to get the hold action, and then you get the full armor. Or you can decide to, I'm not sure if it's double tap or what the control is, but you can choose to actually consume it for an instant 25% heal.
Okay, so it's an option. We can either go with the old style of holding the button and getting the full effect, or do an emergency 25% first
but
aid.
because of how easy and how accessible it is to
PvP
get the
is
kits,
also hopefully going to allow
I
you
think
to
people
get
will
that quick
actually
heal
think about
and
doing
roll your way
the
out
bump
of combat
to get
and
the
then
25%.
turn the situation around.
Hmm.
It's actually
Like, unless
here.
the situation is dire, I don't
It
think
even
there's a
says
need
that
to
the
do
bonus
the full
applies
heal,
even after the
typically.
animation finishes. So
It was listed here, okay.
it was here. But
I can't read.
thank you for mentioning it. It's fine.
So anyway, there's more to it. This is just some of the gist. But yes, it's again, it's about keeping it in control, diminishing return, giving you some options to react either to the effect itself with the dodge roll, with the movement, with all of that, or having easier access to instant heal, and also making healing skills and healing rolls in general, therefore more useful in PvP.
Healing.
Yeah, and
Oh,
even though
Rolls,
we mentioned
yeah.
that
the roll. I thought it was like
changes
actual
will,
like rolling the heal. I was like, wait,
primarily target
where's
PvP. We're still
this?
gonna monitor their effect on PvE,
Yep.
and that's where your feedback comes in handy. But of course, it's just a general like glimpse at what the change is going to be about. We will publish the detailed patch notes with all the values and explanation of what the diminishing returns is, how they are applied to different skills, how they're going to work now. So you're going to have your hands on all that information very soon.
And again, these are propositions, so especially PvP players, if you have a chance, please jump in on the PTS. Tell us how it feels, because there's a lot of moving pieces. So the best way to know if this actually works is just to crash test it on a PTS.
Absolutely. And while we're on topic of PvP, there are also a few fixes. Not all of them, of course not, but just a few of them that I thought that a lot of people would be happy to hear about.
Really,
so
no.
Basically, to give you just a very general overview, the shield glitch has been fixed.
Corner glitch. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, so I mean that's been plaguing us for a while, right?
shield
But
glitch?
you know, the glitch that allowed people to use their shield to actually shoot through corners and through cover without being seen. We fixed it. We fixed several of them actually because there's more than one issue here. Hopefully, we fixed all of them.
What
If
about the
not, please
one
let
that'll
us
let
know.
them
But
crawl up or
but yeah,
crawl through
hopefully
walls
this will be a thing of the past
using the
and
cover?
no longer hiding
I
behind
wonder.
cover and actually shooting through them.
That was a
Yeah,
Division 1
the
issue.
letter glitch as
Apparently, it bled into
well.
Division 2
So it was also
and the DZ
targeted,
usually.
and yeah, so
Huh.
whoever tried doing that, it's done. Your days are done.
I'll try again on PTS. Tell us.
Yeah, please do. You won't be punished.
People will try.
I promise. And also on the topic of other PvP changes, there were a few made in Conflict and Dark Zone. And let's start with Conflict. So with Conflict, main priority, main idea was to make sure that it's the purest PvP experience available in the game, and by making it balanced to
Yep.
all players.
Yeah, exactly. So it's you know, conflict.
Okay,
is,
so how are you gonna do this?
We want that to be about mostly about your skills as a PvP player. So RPG still matters, your build still matters, but it shouldn't matter as much, especially your seniority in the game. So the most drastic change we are doing in Conflict is that when you enter Conflict now, we are going to take away your shade bonuses and your expertise bonuses.
Holy
These will
shit!
be brought down to 0. So it is about you and
Yeah, I mean, we
Wait,
yeah.
they finally made that change.
Yep. So
Wait,
that levels the playing field a little bit.
I'm actually really sad. Why is that not in the Dark Zone? Like that should like your watch shouldn't really function in the Dark Zone. So
Well,
why is it going to
remember,
loadouts?
remember the new dark. Remember, like Anna, we are using Anna, the new watch that's giving out those bonuses that can function outside normal shade SHD jurisdiction. Remember?
Yeah, but it should give
about
you
the
like
items you
soft
have,
things,
and no longer about how many hours
soft
you have spent
performance
on the
things,
game.
not like hard.
Well, they're only talking about conflict right now. Let's see what they
That's fair.
talk about Dark
So
Zone.
that's one way for us first to one drastic way to try to bring balance into conflict. Then what else do we have in here?
We also have one of the positive changes that the gear and the loot that can be obtained in Conflict was also buffed. It's
Yep.
greater quality, improved quality of the rewards you can get there. Hopefully, we will be able to publish the whole list. I honestly do not have it with me here, but it's a big improvement compared to what we have in the game right now.
Yeah, we don't want you to, you know, choose to play conflict at the cost of your progression in the game, your progression in terms of XP or in terms of gear. So we really want to try to make it as rewarding as we can. So time spent on conflict is as rewarding as time spent on anything else. So it is not a sacrifice to choose to play conflict compared to anything else.
It's also important to mention spawn areas and loadout switching.
Yeah, so spawn areas. So one thing we are trying, and I talked about, you know, changes that are things we want to try. I think this goes in this category. Is we are actually going to have turrets protecting the spawn areas in the conflict maps to try to
turrets.
Spawn camping. So
can you EMP
let's see if that works out, or if we need other measures.
I
but that's
don't
one way
know.
for us to try to make
I've
sure
never
that
tried.
there is also a chance to recover as a team, and you're not
typically when you're in line of sight, die.
spawn camp, and you have no way to come out. So the turrets will hopefully be here to help you out a bit on that. And in terms of loadouts, yes, we also want, you know, we don't want a conflict game to be just about switching loadouts to adapt to whatever the other players have. We want you to be able to adapt, but not necessarily just switch on the go. So what we're going to do is we're only going to allow you one loadout switch per spawn. So when you die and you respawn, you're allowed to change your loadout, but then when you go back into the action, you can no longer change your loadout. So this is really designed to make you commit to a play style and then really, once again, make the best out of it and make it be about your skills and less about how many items do you have in your stash.
And we believe that that would allow for a bigger variety of play styles and more different players to actually find conflict as a more appealing game mode.
Okay, so it's because otherwise you just get you get counterpicked the moment that you become dominant.
From what I remember, is going to be applied in the Dark Zone regarding the turrets.
I mean, turrets we have in the Dark Zone. Now, what we're doing in the Dark Zone is also in terms of loadout switching. So it's not exactly the same, but what we're going to do. So, sorry, let me rewind. With the Dark Zone, one thing we want to change is that we really want to try to push the identity of the Dark Zones, especially the invaded Dark Zone and the non-invaded, to try to find the best compromise between offering a really intense PvP, rogue versus agent chase experience, and that's going to be mostly in the invaded Dark Zone, and then the non-invaded Dark Zone being something that is a bit milder for players that are not necessarily looking for this kind of fights. There will still be PvP in the Dark Zone. We are not taking it away, but what we want is we want to try to make it a bit more fair in the non-invaded Dark Zone and keep the invaded for those who are really looking for the for that rogue experience.
That challenge.
So one thing we're doing, for example, is it's especially focusing on the rogue mechanics in the non-invaded Dark Zone. We're going to make the hold to go rogue longer. So it's from, what are the values here? Was 0.75 seconds. Now it's going to be 5 seconds. So you actually have to
5 seconds.
Okay, so
hold that button.
It's a long
so
commit.
Just a surprise.
You can't just betray somebody at a tap of a button
you
anymore.
have to plan and anticipate.
Yeah, but it's in the that's in the non-invaded though.
What we're doing is extend the duration of the rogue first rank, so it takes a bit longer to actually go up in rank. And then especially the most important is again about loadouts. Once you go rogue in the non-invaded Dark Zone, once you go rogue, you can no longer change loadout. So
wait, what if you switch right before you go rogue though?
Then you're fine. So
like once you get to the Dark Zone, I don't think you should be able to change, period.
Possibly, yeah.
Because then your gear will dictate your intentions.
Yeah. Well, actually, that makes sense because you can't access the stash safe. You can't access the safe houses while you're rogue. So yeah, you don't have access to your stash. So yeah, you have to switch. You can only switch out like right as you're still as a shade agent. But then once you go rogue, like ISAC's got no.
I don't think that you should be able to switch at all as soon as you get into the Dark Zone.
So what about if you have access to stash, like the safe zone areas?
You would need to get into a stash to do that. But the thing is that gives a chance. Like it would give a person a chance. I know that for something that I typically did, if I was rolling with people, the moment I see a specific gear set on a person, I run away or I hard engage on them. Because there is a very specific gear set that is for PvP, specifically.
That's like the Umbra thing, right?
I forget which one it was, but yeah, it's the one that gives you. The hack step protocol. It's that specific set. If I see anybody wearing that, I either start aiming at them, or I engage on them first.
Gotcha. All right, let's move on.
Because that I do think that should be a thing, because then your gear states your intentions.
That's true. I mean, my mortars state my intentions, but yeah.
Well, your mortars just mean death usually for whatever you decide to have them land on. Let's be honest here.
True.
Okay, we can keep on.
To plan and anticipate, and then commit to whatever decisions you've made.
Yeah, and we hope that these changes would actually increase accessibility of the Dark Zone and introduce this mode, like reintroduce this mode to a wider audience. Because back in the days, it was fun and accessible for almost everyone. Nowadays, it's
it's like everybody looks for something different in the Dark Zone. So it's always going to be tough because it's a PvPvE area, and some people will go there because they're looking for PvE incentives. Some people will go there for PvP incentives. And the luxury we have, I know that the 3 Dark Zone concept is not necessarily the most popular decision we've made, but that's what we have now. So let's use that, and let's really try to give identity, use the fact that we have 3 Dark Zone and give identity. So we have different rule sets between them, and really try to have different Dark Zones that offer different things depending on what you want. So again, this is why we're saying invaded Dark Zone, this is the intense one. Non-invaded, this is something that is a bit more accessible for everyone. So it is a bit less intimidating as a player, but is not necessarily into PvP. It is a bit less intimidating. But once again, if you want to play rogue in those, you absolutely can. It's just you need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, there is a chance to customize in a way your experience and choose what works best specifically for you, and still be able to enjoy Dark Zones if they are, because that's one of the most exciting parts in the game. And to finish off with the PvP changes, let's talk about expertise for a second, because it's another thing that
Yay!
mentioned earlier today, and
I did not like
necessarily
the fact that this is even on the
belong to
table.
PvP changes, but would also
What are you doing?
affect
What are you
them
doing to my
greatly.
expertise?
And we have an infographic to show how drastically the values has been changed to make
I don't like-
expertise and optimization costs more accessible for everyone. This
Hey!
is what you see right now.
That makes things
These
easier.
are the new
Wait!
values, and
Hold the fuck!
if
I
I
mean,
used that much exotic material in one level, not.
so, huh.
Don't.
So how many resource mules have you sacrificed?
I will put you back into the SNES game that you came from. Oh, what the hell is this?
Well, so much work.
I could get an entire gun to level 24 with 1 resource mule. And still have material left over. I hate this. Although,
And meanwhile, okay, all of our new players that we just recently introduced
any new
game.
player, congratulations, you can get all these bonuses. Probably within the same day of you hitting 40. But the thing
well,
is that
no.
you
They
still have to get the expertise levels.
Well, they also need the
1%.
shade.
Yeah, you need the shade text.
Yeah, they still need to get the shade levels up. Past the if they want to make a mule, and by the time they able to make a proper mule, like they may not even need to go through all this. But yeah, like remember, like we played this game for a while. We have like an access like thousands of levels to like create resources from.
1,000 more levels.
I think I'm around the same level as you, yeah. But
yeah,
but still. Oh dear.
I'm not
if
gonna
you
lie,
want to compare
that sort of
those
pisses
to
me off.
what we had in the game before, that information.
But good on you for
can
new
also be
players.
Published, but to those who know, you can already see that it's so much less than it was.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean those numbers still probably look high for a lot of people, but it's.
What do you mean?
We just to be honest, grinding expertise is maybe not the most fun part in the game. So
I murdered 300 freaking exotics to get my 1 gun done. And now you're saying that you only have to get to 50 to get 1 completely done. Mine's not even done yet.
We can get 2,000 receiver components in less than 3 days of proper grinding.
No, you can literally get 2,000 components in like an hour. You know that, right? Like 700 steel, 1,300 titanium, 2,200. You could get all that in the same hour. Because there are 3 control points that you can farm, have 2, event nodes that come between them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's super high dense.
Oy, oy, oy.
Any, higher end player that is watching, you know what I'm talking about.
In conflict,
and if you guys are interested, we can do a video on that if
this
you like.
change to reduce expertise and shade levels to 0 is only in conflict and not in dark zone. But now that we have that kind of in check, we're happy to make the expertise progression a bit faster. So it is less intimidating, less of a crawl that you have to do because of a.
But we crawled for years.
What do you mean? You didn't crawl?
Fine, I floated past a couple of them, but yeah. Oh, but
Goddamn 90.
yeah. And speaking of videos too, you'll find this video on both me and Amelia's channel, so feel free to subscribe to both of us.
Of this grind, so we drastically reduce those costs.
Yeah, and that's. I don't think that there is more on that to say. We once again asking you to try out these new changes on the PTS in the end of the week, and the next big category and the next big topic that we want to discuss today is
Okay.
it's not only going to be about weapons and
here's
talents.
the other
we're also
nugget
discuss,
that we're looking at.
How it's going to affect the gear.
What did you do to my toys?
Those cards, by the way, are absolutely not in the right order. So I apologize if I'm just like constantly.
Did he just say Girl Scouts or these
looking
cards?
for
the cards are not in order.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Okay.
But here comes one of the one of the biggest lists. I remember doing stuff like that in school whenever there are like long history.
I feel like they could have achieved this with a simple PowerPoint slide deck.
Not enough space, and you just keep gluing some.
Oh, never mind. It's
balancing changes.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff, and it's a very small font, like super small.
I noticed.
Yeah, I need to squint my eyes to check those.
Do you want to read all of them?
No. I mean, that was your idea, right? To have everything just in case. Let's just talk about what the general buff balance pass was aimed at.
Yeah, so the idea is to, and I mean that's in general what we want to do is balancing anyway, but it's like let's look at everything that is underperforming. Let's take, like, we don't want to nerf the stuff that is powerful because if it's powerful, it's fun and people like it, so we want to limit as much as possible, like taking that fun away, but instead let's look at everything else and try to make everything else just as fun and interesting. So it's really not about giving you more power, it's giving you more options. And so we looked at every weapon in every category or every weapon family and just looked at, okay, what kind of quick buff can we make to that weapon to actually give more identity and also bringing it closer to the power level of the best performing and the most popular weapons. So that's
yes,
why
please.
This is a long list because it's again it goes
pistols
through
in general.
every single weapon, and we're not having go through.
That's
all
true.
Pretty bad. The only one I use is the Busy Bee, and that's because it buffs the other stuff that you use.
All kind of.
I use revolver.
Weapon depending on which one it is.
If it didn't kick into the stratosphere, I'd think about it.
In here, but are going to impact all of them.
Assault rifles, LMGs, submachine guns, rifles, marksman rifles, pretty much everything. And I think the most important part is also that exotic weapons, third attribute, will now be reconfigurable.
Yeah, that's.
Wait a minute.
Yep. Oh dear. Yeah, we heard that.
We can have every single gun can roll damage to out of cover.
Yep. 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 Actually, I think he might address this. Actually, hold on. Let's continue.
More with the last exotics, and it was fairly popular. So yes, with Project Resolve, you're going to be able to recalibrate the third attribute of every exotic.
That is true. The new ones you could.
Which is cool. On the other hand, we know that it means that a lot of you are just going to be, going damage to targets out of cover.
No kidding.
Probably the best stat out there. This is something we have in mind, and this is something we're going to look at as well in terms of the value of those attributes and making sure our options are also interesting. It's not listed in here because I don't know yet if we will manage to make it for Project Resolve, but just want you to be aware that we know what the consequence of that change will be. But still, let's see how creative people
All
can
weapons
get
will now roll with damage.
being allowed to change the third attribute.
You might as well just add that as a primary stat, like just a primary attribute. Every weapon has a damage out of cover stat. At that point, you might as well.
It's what everybody does.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And another thing that I think important to mention here that since intention was not to overbuff some exotic and named weapons, and certain buffs from the weapons that these named and exotics are based on may not carry over. So that's why we're gonna publish the whole list for you to look through. It's not necessarily gonna mention all the named and exotic weapons too, but just to make sure that we are not making some weapons overpowerful, but changing the base weapon and then applying that to the named and exotic as well.
Yeah.
I mean, is there, if you want to read
I was trying to see which ones stand out.
Actually, quick question. The base weapons, whenever they do changes to the base weapon, does that affect the exotic version?
Last time they did, it did, and they regretted it.
Gotcha.
But I'm just going to give you some random
They
ones,
did
right?
make a change to the P416,
Mhm.
and that was a small nerf, and thusly the Eagle Bearer was also nerfed.
Oof.
But like F2000 Replica, and the Shield Splinterer in the process, gonna get plus 50 RPM, plus 10 max size. That's one example.
So you make one bullet vomit into a faster bullet vomit.
Eagle Bearer, plus 50 RPM. In LMGs, Iron Lung actually getting a plus 10% weapon damage. Stunner LMG, Quiet Roar, Blue Screen, plus 20% weapon damage.
Woo!
Excuse me?
Yes!
Wait, no.
My blue screen!
The blue screen's not what I'm worried about. The Stoner LMG getting a base damage increase?
Yes. 20%, right?
It's an M60 with a 200 round mag!
Braca. Oof!
This might be bad.
That's why it's in testing.
Oh,
Let's see what happens.
Wait.
Here. Submachine guns, the M1928 Tommy gun, the Slayer, ground grade plus 10% weapon damage.
Wait.
Yes, you heard that right. That freaking Tommy gun in the M60.
No, the Tommy gun is actually really good. So they're going to give the highest alpha damage SMG. Like, it has the highest per bullet count. Even more flat damage.
It is, but the thing is, it's a very like static weapon though. You don't have a lot of opportunity to like modify any of its attributes with mods.
It can already like, if you use 60% of your magazine into a heavy, and I'm not talking like the crappy heavies, I'm talking like the Black Tusk heavies, you can kill them in its current state.
I'm gonna have to take your word for it because again, I don't do gunfighting much.
Okay, that's more flexible.
Predict plus 50.
Although it'd be really cool if they gave us a drum map.
What is MDR battle rifle replica, plus 10% weapon damage, plus 20 RPM. In MMR, also covert SRS, SRS A1, SRS A1 replica, pinprick mantis, plus 30% weapon damage.
And
excuse me?
Yes.
30% more.
Bang Bang.
I might actually start using my hotshot set again with the Mantis.
Yeah. And
Because what the?
yeah, and we will actually go over the patch notes as well. Like word for word. They did publish them just recently the other day, so we'll read through them together with you guys. You guys can also, comment below how you guys feel about the changes and see if any of your weapons made it on the list of buffs. And yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot, and again, some of them are smaller, some of them are bigger. So again, all of that will be on the PTS, and the full list will be published as well. So you can go through that, make your own mind, try them on the PTS, see if we went overboard with some of them. Maybe we'll see. That's
Just
what
a little.
this is for. But again, it's what taking the time to actually focus on improvements gives us. It's really doing a general pass on everything to really try to bring everything up.
And weapons are not the only thing that underwent such a pass. There has also been a gear balancing pass as well. Mainly targets brand sets. But you want to talk about it?
Sorry, I look eager. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So yeah, the brand sets is so the idea with brand sets is just that it feels like it's kind of rare to see people using 3 pieces because you have to
Yeah.
sacrifice a gear set if you do that, or you have to sacrifice other things. And usually the 3 piece is not necessarily that interesting. So what we wanted to do with brand sets is really like make sure that we reward the commitment to a brand set. So if you're going to use 2 pieces or 3 pieces of a brand set, like those bonuses should be worth it. So what we did is we did a general pass on the brand sets to make sure that the 2 pieces and 3 pieces bonuses are actually better. So we are not changing the first piece. I think none of them has their first piece changed, but it's
Fair.
Again, big list of
Yeah, the
changes.
one piece would be sort of
Can't wait for people to
nutty
screen
if
grab
they
that.
made that change.
That's what I do. But yeah, if you look at, I don't know, what can I pick here from
let's go with Empress.
Empress would probably be a good one to start.
Change to the 3-piece bonus. But Empress, for example, the 2-piece bonus is going to go from 10% skill damage to 20% skill damage.
Yum.
If we take whatever do we have in here?
Bellstone gonna get the 48% incoming repairs as a third.
As a third, yeah.
Excuse me?
No change to do.
Did she hardly had to mumble that? What did she say?
Go back.
Yep.
Go back for a second.
Where am I?
I hope I didn't hear that correctly.
What do we have in here?
Bellstone gonna get the 48% incoming repairs as a third.
As a third, yeah. Gilagard.
40%?
48%, I think I heard.
Increased incoming repair. Although, we'll need to look at that set as an isolated incident, because I don't remember if that set had anything else going for it. So it might actually need that to be remotely usable.
No change to do 1 piece, but the second piece goes from 10% health to 20% health.
That's the Gilligard 20% health increase.
Third piece goes
That's
from
on
1% armor regen to 3%.
Is that on 3-piece or 2-piece?
2-piece is the 20% health, and then he just said the 3-piece was the one is going from 1% to 3% ammo regen.
I didn't know it gave you ammo regeneration.
Well, we never really, again, as I said, we never.
Gilligard.
Yeah, we never used Gilligard, and we also never really used the third of any set, really, unless you're running full gold gear.
No, I think even gold gear, you usually use 1 and 2, not 3.
3 pieces on Habsburg Guard gonna give you 20% status effect.
Yeah.
That's standard.
It's gonna get a 30% weapon stability on 3-piece instead of 20.
Stability, really?
What's that got stability?
Fenris, they're increasing stability from 20% to 30%. Weapon stability for
Assault
3 piece.
rifles don't need that though.
I
Assault rifles
don't.
they have decent reload. They have decent. The gun behavior's fine.
I guess it's just to supplement whatever your secondary weapon might be.
I guess.
Yeah.
What do we have as well? Petrov, 30% ammo capacity instead of 20% on.
That's nice.
But Petrov is still
3-piece. So again, some of them get their 2-piece bonus increase, some of them don't, and then most of them get their 3-piece bonus increased as well.
Except
we are not
for
changing,
Empress
except
yeah.
for Empress. Yeah,
Yeah.
we are not changing the bonus. We're just increasing them.
And the ones that remain unchanged, Providence, Circle of Concern, yeah.
I wonder why.
We're gonna publish the full list with all the changes with before and after, so you can compare where the second or third piece bonus increased, also in the patch notes.
Yeah. And it's going to be fun with the Ninja Bike to see how people actually combine that.
Yeah, I was about to say Ninja Bike. This Ninja Bike's gonna break things.
And that's not it. We still have talents.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
Where is that?
You can have my cards if you want. I don't know.
Not in talents.
I made sure to place everything in order. I don't know
I'm at the
why
wrong place.
mines are in order.
I'm at global events. I'm at the wrong place.
Now I have mine.
I stopped doing that. That's the last time I did.
Okay, let's talk about
It's all gonna
talents.
be on the patch notes anyway. So
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But what if there are, I don't know, some secret codes or my
we're gonna see the note. Yannick, don't say that.
my password isn't
That reminds me of like when you write code, you put in the comments for the next person writing on your code. Do not touch.
That's true. While you're looking at
Void headache, do not touch code.
Yeah.
That's how I talk. Okay, so talents. I mean, same logic. Trying to look at the talents that are that are underperforming, making them better. There's also a PvP aspect to that. We want to make sure that some talents in PvP are either better or less. Less the way to go. So some of those changes are actually PvP only. Some of those changes are for everything. But for example. The Doctor Home, the proc condition is going to change from headshots to target killed. So it's less a skill test and more of a okay, shoot at them.
I'm not sure if I like that.
Which is from the.
Well, Dr. Home is that healing rifle, right?
Yeah, it's the weird one that dropped like the little. It was like the memento drops, except they would give you heals. Well, I'm not sure if other people can pick up the heals though. I think you had to heal other people.
Yeah, and also yeah, I think relieving them from headshots is going to make healing more consistent. So hopefully. But then again, like most players who run a heal build are not going to have that higher weapon damage. Yeah, we'll see.
I'm just having whatever Sentinel having brain fart. It's going to be 50% now in PvP only. 50% of the magazine is going to be filled with shocked ammo instead of 100%.
PvP only, guys. Don't panic.
Here again, there's that very long list. Thunder Strike goes from 20% weapon damage to shock enemies to 30% extra damage to
That's still not consistent enough to be useful.
No, that's the other way around. From 30% it goes to 20. It's a nerf.
It's gonna be in the patch notes, so
it's gonna be in the patch notes.
Don't need to write anything down.
No. What else do we have? Big Game Hunter headshots will be plus 4% headshot damage instead of plus 2%. What else do we have? Intimidate is gonna get 3 stacks per second, up to a max of 9. And yeah, instead of 1 stack to a max of 7. What else do we have in here?
Unbreakable and perfect unbreakable, only in PvP.
Yeah, Unbreakable is getting a small nerf from 50% to 40% armor repaired. PvP only, that change. Perfect goes from 55 to 50. So small tweaks for some of them, bigger for others.
Yeah, that one sort of deserved it though.
Yeah, foundry bulwark, also process refinery, increase makeshift repairs. Gosh, this text. Sometimes it's hard to read the talents in our game. But it's going to increases makeshift repairs from 25% over 10 seconds to 35% over 10 seconds instead of 20 to 30. So we're increasing makeshift repairs and also the process refinery. I should have started with makeshift repairs, would have been easier. But anyway, there will be patch notes with all those details.
That's enough to just give a general glimpse and the feel of it.
And also a change that is very important for PvP is the technician's linked laser pointer is going to have its duration reduced from 20 seconds to 6 seconds.
Oof. Ouch.
Well, there goes Heartbreaker. Well, no, Heartbreaker still works.
That's just where it works. Yeah.
It's not free.
And I guess that's
okay. It's not as free. It's still.
But it's only in PvP.
Yeah,
it's only in PvP.
We still have a few topics.
You can't
to
be like a
discuss.
bruiser juggernaut anymore for free.
And say that's pretty much it for the balancing. And thank you so much for giving us the reading comprehension class.
Just confused everyone even more.
Please do not rate his reading comprehension skills. But whatever. We also want to give you an update on the global events, projects, quality of life updates, and new features. But we'll start with the global events, and it's also a huge list because we actually targeted all of them, apart from your favorite. Golden Bullet is not here, but there is a reason for that.
Okay, so you didn't touch the Golden Bullet.
As you can see, that's a very, very low. You don't have it.
I have it somewhere. I'll find it.
Yannick, humans, organize.
Main idea behind it was to all the improvements for global events were aimed to make
they don't know better.
The rest global events, apart from the Golden Bullet, more fun and engaging, right? And basically what we wanted to do is to leverage the success of the Golden Bullet and try to apply it to the rest of the global events. So basically all of them underwent some changes here and there. There was also a huge list. Did you find yours? Good.
Yeah, I found it was misleading.
Oh boy, please they did something better with the polarity switch. That drives me nuts.
I sound very critical. I'm not criticizing Darius' methods, by the way. I'm just we haven't rehearsed this so much. So.
Next time, I'm just gonna print everything on A2 or A3 format and just put it on the walls here, so
I'm just old,
can read. But I think we can also just give a glimpse of a few changes here and there. Like, for example, for Guardians, we wanted players to be more aggressive when engaging with angels and take more risks. That's why when killing an angel, in addition to restoring armor to full, 50% of total armor is going to be added to the bonus armor. Same thing for Guardians, increased damage buff from 30 to 50% because the previous damage felt a little bit underwhelming, so we just buffed it.
Yep.
Polarity switch. Let's see. Changed max stacks from 5 to 4.
Thank you.
It took too long to reach the full stacks, and we just decided to make it a bit easier. Also changed the damage bonus per stack from 20 to 25% to compensate the less stacks. And killing an enemy with the right polarity will reload your weapon.
Yay!
Boy, yes.
Yeah, and the thing with polarity switch is just that also. It's no longer going to be on hitting an enemy, but if you hit an enemy of the wrong polarity, you're going to lose stacks. Now it's actually going to be on killing that enemy. So
thank God.
You to make mistakes,
so you can accidentally lose all your
and realize that you're shooting.
No random guy running in front of my target. God damn it!
Are shooting the wrong one.
That only happened once for
you.
you,
You're going
didn't
to lose stacks.
No, it happened way too many times.
If you kill the right ones, you get an auto reload.
Especially with hyenas. They're just running all over the place.
Switch at least was just to really make it first more forgiving, more impactful in terms of bonus, and especially also less of a reload fest, where suddenly, when you're in the flow and you're hitting the right enemies, but then you need to reload because you're out of ammo, and then you were in mindset of like, okay, I'm yellow, I'm gonna shoot yellow, you have to reload, wait, no, I'm blue, and so now it's going to reload.
Oh, thank goodness.
As long as you're playing it right. So it's really for us to really keep you in the flow of like having the right targets and playing the right colors.
Yeah,
Okay, that's really good though.
Hollywood, triple explosion range.
Hollywood is easy. More explosions, bigger
More
explosions.
explosions, yeah.
Boom.
Why not?
Damage.
I know you're happy
Hollywood.
about that one.
Generates
Yep.
ammo and grenades.
Hollywood just became Michael Bay
and
mode.
Yeah, and that was
No, the funny thing
one
is that we
angle
can
with
also play
Hollywood
with that
was
new chess
also
piece
that
that they gave us.
it should be the signature weapon global event. So we really want to make sure that when you use your signature weapon, when you play with the modifier, we give you the tools to keep it running. So it should really be the one where you're playing as much as possible, almost all the time, with your signature weapon being out, because that's what it should be built for. It's all about spectacle and big destructions.
For Shade Exposed, stacks are going to be acquired 50%
I still think the demolitionist
faster,
is going to be really fun
because
during that one.
the event
Yep.
feels better when you are exposed, and we just want for the players to reach the exposed status faster than what previously was. Also double pulse radius, because sometimes it used to miss the enemies, and now hopefully it's going to be more reliable. 65% damage instead of 1015% damage from pulsed enemies.
That's
Non-pulsed
an
enemies
absolute
deal full damage.
What?
Yeah, it's just really to try to get you in the flow of
Emotional damage.
getting the
Forget
effect
emotional.
faster, getting the stacks faster. Really
Blunt force
really
trauma.
generous with what you get out of it,
Amongst other
and
things.
really
think-
again more
I think the
forgiving.
hunts are going to be a lot more fun now.
Yeah, that's just
I wonder, is that
more
carrying
fun.
the legendary mode?
And with the reanimated, it's also
Oh my God.
explosions, triple explosion range, and increased explosion damage by 50%. And also we increased the enemy headshot weakness by 50%.
Oof.
To
So
kinda
wait.
incentivize you to go
kill
for
them
headshots.
kill them with headshots. Let
How
them
does
explode,
perfect
and then let them die
determined
from
weight
now on.
work with that? Wait. Perfect
Oh.
determined makes the next shot treated as a critical headshot.
Oh. Mmm.
I think
Un-
Chain Killer's the MVP of that entire freaking event.
Oh my God, yes. Because I do have a chain killer build.
I have the hotshot build that we threw together on stream.
All right.
Explosions.
It sounds way meaner than it's supposed to.
It's supposed to be about fun, but
It is fun.
It is fun.
It's fun.
But
For
talking
us.
about other fun things, global events are not the only thing that underwent changes. There was also a big pass on the projects, and there were also at least
Okay.
3 cards. One of them, do you have yours?
somewhere.
Just take mine.
I swear to God, like 10% of the stream is like just them looking for a freaking
Yeah,
card.
here it is.
Yeah, there are just 3 cards. This is how many changes the projects underwent, and basically the idea was to make the projects more worthwhile, more interesting, more engaging.
Please.
And
I literally
that's
ignore
what
80% of it.
I'm gonna
Yep.
Need to get water. 1 second.
Okay. Robotniks, remember to cut this part. All right, let's continue.
receive new rewards,
Yep.
better rewards. There are also going to be some updates to conditions as well. Do we want to just, give some sneak peeks?
But the general intention with projects is that, especially when you take the daily projects, for example, like it should be like when I log into the game and I don't really know what to do, like it should almost be your first reflex is to open the project and see, okay, how can I get some quick stuff? If I'm just gonna play 20 minutes today, the daily project should be your way to go, and it's not the case today. So we really wanted to boost that because they're controlled. You only get only a certain amount of them, so it's easy for us to make them generous and make sure that this is an easy checkbox thing to do when you're starting your session. So it's really about making them not too tedious to complete, and make sure that they are really rewarding. So it should be a no-brainer to do the projects when you're planning your session.
Yeah, I mean, I've never paid attention to my daily projects. I never have.
I always
Have
do the
you?
weeklies.
The weeklies,
Weeklies are the
yeah.
only time that I paid attention. Dailies, no. Dailies,
Yeah. It's just I feel like a daily was just almost half a weekly anyways. So
like no, but there could you imagine this? If there was like a daily reward for doing like missions, and it would give you a cache of like 5 targeted loot for you.
that would be nice.
Except, not exotics, for obvious reasons.
I mean, exotics can still be in the pool, just not
Yeah,
very
like,
often.
but you couldn't specifically target exotics.
True.
So, for example, talking about daily projects, more rewards were added to the projects at the base of operations. And for example, small amount of exotic components, named items,
Oh,
and equipment items as well. That's something that was not there previously. Um, let's see what else we have.
exotic components are helpful.
There were also changes to weekly projects and Dark Zone and Conflict projects. For example, for Dark Zone and Conflict, we added named items, reduced necessary objectives to defeat enemies from 5 to 3, reduced objectives to recover Dark Zone drops from 5 to 3, also added equipment items, named items. For weekly projects, for invasion projects, added 3 new items, a few exotic components, exotic cash. So you get the gist of it.
Wait, they gave us another exotic
More
cash reward?
More.
Sign me up.
Mhm.
More rewards.
Yeah, and a bit more accessible, a bit easier to complete the project and get the rewards. So yeah, also the full list, since there's a lot of stuff, I don't see the need for us to just recite everything and to read, because obviously we can't read. But yeah, you will get the full list in the patch notes. And the few last things that I wanted for us to touch on is the quality of life and new features. And I
Gimme.
think, I mean, we can start with the quality of life. And
Yep.
there were very significant changes made to the loot system and inventory system. And I think we can talk about loot crates first. And
Yep.
that
Yeah, and the main change, and that's one that's been asked for a very long time, is that now all the loot crates in the world are going to scale to the global difficulty settings.
Hallelujah.
So if you put your map on heroic, your loot crates, all of them, the one that's right next to the safe house, or the ones anywhere in the world, are going to scale and give you heroic quality loot. So hopefully, no longer purple loot when opening boxes, and this is a way for us to try to send you back into the open world. We already did that when we looked at the XP rates and made the XP more rewarding in the open world, but we wanted the exploration and the opening loot crates in the open world also just as rewarding. So now it's all going to scale proper when you play heroic. Every box you open is going to be a heroic box and no longer just
Yay.
yeah,
Want to know what else they could
that's a
do
big
if
one.
they want us to open
And
chests?
also there was
Give us
the
a
mods.
possibility of an XP nugget. Add
I
an
feel.
XP nugget to the chest.
Uh, mm,
5,000 experience.
maybe.
Space.
It doesn't have to be a
Because
lot, but it's just
it's
that it's
being
happening a
cluttered
lot.
needlessly, and there's a lot of stuff you have in it. And basically, the idea was to make the skill mode inventory management more manageable, more efficient.
Yep.
So now each bonus can only be owned once, and the value of the role gonna update when a better one drops for you. And basically, it's
Holy
gonna make it so
shit.
much easier
Wait a minute.
for you to
Yep.
read and understand.
So it's a
the code.
library now?
Yes.
I don't have to look for 9 copies of the same mod anymore.
Correcto. Skill mods now just basically just take whatever the highest you got and you just apply it.
Okay, that's gonna make buildcraft a lot easier.
Oh my god, you have no idea. Well, wait. I think it's just skill mods, right? Did she? I think it's just skill mods. Hold on.
Is better.
So what this means just clearly is just really that every skill mod is unique now.
Yeah, it's just skill mods, not gear mods.
Every type of skill mod is unique. So you can only have one copy of
Well, I'm sad now.
the whatever damage mod for that skill, and no longer just drop.
Yeah, it's just for skills. So, which makes sense because honestly, you don't need 3. I mean, you can't do 3+1 to target or something. So, makes sense. Honestly, just that helps with the clutter.
Multiple copies of it. When you drop a new copy of it, if it's a better roll, it's just going to update the roll of the one you've saved. So you no longer have to go back in your skill mod inventory and look at, okay, what do I have and which one is better, and do all the inventory management. There's enough inventory management with our things as well. So as a start, we wanted to look at skill mods and make that much faster, especially for skill mods. There's really no real reason to hold on to a worse version of a mod because you can only use those mods specifically in those slots for that skill. So it's not as if you will have use for that mod
you can have
somewhere
more
else
than
anyway.
one version or drop
So
of
it was
that
really
mod,
just clutter
though.
for nothing. So now it's all going to be, the game will take care of that for you, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. So basically, automated system for skill modes. And another thing that armor kits replenish with the second cooldown. Basically, the new feature that would allow you to instantly use the armor kit to replenish 25%.
Yeah.
And in the addition to the existing functionality of holding the button down to get the 100%. And I guess the Shade Watch bonus.
Yeah. So.
Uh-oh, Shade Watch bonus. Okay. Amelia, do not freak out if this is bad.
Let's talk about Shade Watch bonus. No, so we've made a change, but ultimately it's probably not going to change a lot for a lot of our players. But basically, what we wanted to do is, for reasons that are going to be obvious to people who know the history of our game, we wanted to implement a cap to the health bonus of the Shade Watch levels, because we know that when people reach ridiculous levels, especially when people exploit our game and then gain hundreds of thousands of levels as it happened, the bonuses become completely out of whack. So what we wanted is we wanted to implement a cap to those, but we also wanted to make sure that this is a cap that is achievable, but also feeling rewarding enough. So what we're doing is, you get 30 HP per level from level 1 to 1000. That's the way it's always been. Then after that, you used to get 3 HP per level infinitely. Now what we're doing is we're going to say from level 1001 to level 2000, you're going to get, again, 30 HP per level. After 2000, you're capped. You're no longer gaining HP per level.
Oof.
So what that means, math, that means that once you reach the cap, you will have 60,000 extra HP, which is what in the current game before Project Resolve you would reach by getting level 10,000. So we are making it faster to reach the cap, but therefore there is a cap, which is now at level 2000, 60,000 HP.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very nice one. And a few other things that I mentioned, that there were changes made to the inventory system as well, and we already talked about the skills, but there is a very important one, completely new one, a new feature that is gonna be called tinkering. It's actually gonna be a new menu, and
yeah. So the idea was to kind of make sense of recalibration and optimization living together, because both those things they work together, but the way the game presents them is, it doesn't really make them or show them together. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to bring them together under one menu that is called tinkering. So it's still the same functionality. You will, from the tinkering menu, you will have the option to recalibrate a stat or to optimize a stat. So you go into tinkering,
Okay.
you look at an
What's the
item,
point of going
you look
and
at your
having a
stats,
bench
and then for
then?
each stat, you have the option: do you want to recalibrate or do you want to optimize? You can always still only recalibrate one stat, but then the other ones you can optimize. So that's the idea of tinkering. The big thing with the tinkering screen is that we're going to allow you to open that screen from anywhere in the world. So you no longer have to go back to your recal station to actually open recalibration and
Okay, so then what's the
optimization. You
point
will
of the
be able
recal
to do
station?
that on the fly during a main mission in the world.
I don't think
during
there is a
whatever.
reason
You will
anymore.
be able to actually do some recalibration and optimization. The idea being that if you drop a piece of loot and it's almost an upgrade compared to what you have, you can quickly equip it, upgrade it if you have the materials, so you directly take it on your build, and you can keep going. You no longer have to hold on
That
to
does
it, and
save a
wait
lot of
until you
time,
go
though.
back to the White House to remember, oh, I have that piece of loot, and what did I want to do with it? So
That is true. I have
quickly
guns that I
simplify
keep
the
forgetting
screen,
why I
so
even
you don't
carry
have
it.
to go back to the White House constantly and come back.
That's
One
fair,
big
but
change that we're doing in part of that is the recalibration library is becoming just the library. That's the way it's called. It functions the same, but one thing that you should know is that now the library is also going to be the cap at which you can optimize a stat. So if you want to do optimization on a stat, you will only be able to optimize it up to whatever is stored on your library. Which allows us to have things make more sense together and make those two
so you can't lever up like
functionalities
you used to.
synergizing.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I'm going through the whole thing. I hope that's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
One thing we're going to do as that, and you might have seen that because there was a hint of it on the screen earlier. But therefore, we are going to reduce the cost of optimization across the board. We're halving it. So yes, you have the extra work of having to actually store the stats in your library before you can optimize to to the highest levels. But therefore, the act of optimizing is going to be cheaper. It's going to be half the cost. So making optimization hopefully a bit more accessible to more players.
Yeah, the optimization costs are going to be reduced greatly, and you can. Oh, thank you, Dory, for bringing it back.
So how many mules were sacrificed?
Yeah, so
These are experts.
Shut
I
it.
don't know that they have optimization on those.
Shut it.
they do.
I will put you back
It
in
says
your damn
optimization in the
SNES game.
title, so that's why I said the costs are actually the expertise ones.
But that's that's pretty much it. But there are a few other things that are also going to be available in the PTS. For example, the ability to send an item to stash with getting a warming. What is warming? Warming. Global warming. Basically, a warning about the stash being full. Sorry, it's the end of the day, and that's a lot of stuff we need to go through. And also an option to show the stash item count when approaching the specific item without the need to access it. So a lot of things that should help you.
So he sends things straight to stash from the field?
Inventory.
We can already do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same AR as you have on the backpack now. So as your
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember.
As Daria said,
I
it's all the
think I
small
actually showed
things
that to you, I think.
that are
Yeah, you did.
making the experience a bit smoother.
No, but I think those improvements overall, like combined together, they really provide a much fresh take on the inventory management and the inventory system. And I guess to a lot of people who just don't want to spend so much time because we'll have work, we'll have families, we just want to come home, enjoy the game, and do not spend time sorting out the stuff that we got on the previous runs.
Don't you enjoy
that's
having to play solitaire
So
with
like
your
me,
inventory?
if you play and then you hold your loot and then you log out thinking, oh, I'll deal with it later, and then you log back in and you
I already do
do
that with
the
Star
inventory
Citizen.
management, and then you go into a mission.
So you're used to it.
You can't
It's
loot
great.
anymore.
Except there's no sorting function in Star Citizen.
You're still gonna have to do that. Your inventory management.
Well, proper
Some
sorting
steps
function.
are actually gonna be at least a bit easier. And these, there's more things we have in mind and we want to do with inventory management. I don't want people to get the impression that this is our answer and everything is going to be
Stash space!
No, these are improvements. This is a step, and hopefully there will be more coming in the future as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's also a thing that we mentioned in the roadmap.
It's not a pain point at all.
It's not like Project Resolve going to happen and nothing will come afterwards. It's going to be a few gradual steps towards the final goal. But we'll talk about it more in the future. And I guess the last thing that we want to mention, last but not least, it's the game modes. And there are just a few smaller things that wanted to outline. Like first of all, optimization have been implemented to all the 3 game modes that we have in the game right now: Descent, Countdown, and Summit. And
Okay.
we believe that those changes would lead to enhanced stability and performance improvements overall.
Stability.
So please do let us know how it feels with all those improvements in the PTS. And Summit Summit fans have a big announcement. The level 100 XP issue has been also solved. Um,
Yeah.
Why you're looking at me as if it was?
We're fixing the XP issue of Summit. So it's for those of you that have been gaining a lot of XP by using that. Sorry, you have to find other ways. Yeah, and then the last change.
Was there an exploit that we just didn't know about?
I'm diving
No,
into
no,
it,
no.
but
Please,
Something that I
it's
didn't
the
bring
descent,
up
yeah.
mainly
so to
because of the
descent,
fact
there's
I
one
didn't want to see it
significant change we're
banned.
making, and it's
They knew.
there's 2 changes we're making. But the first one is that we are going to introduce a talent rotation to descent, because the main issue is just there's a lot of talents in descent, and as we add more talents to the game and we add them to descent, the pool gets more and more diluted, and it gets harder and harder to actually get the build you want or to get the talents that are interesting.
It's
So
not
what we're
that
going
bad,
to do is now
actually,
there will
right
be a
now.
rotation, and so not all talents will be available all the time. It will be pools of talents that are going to be available this week and then next week. And I say week, I don't even know if it's weekly, I don't remember. But there's going to be a regular rotation of the descent talents. So hopefully that means curated talents. That means easier to, on specific rotations, get the builds you want. And also on other occasions, if the rotation is not what you usually
Adele.
go with, maybe discover
Ugh.
gameplay styles, but through a curated list of talents.
At
So
least
that's
it's
the
not
first
an
thing.
apple,
And the
okay?
second thing is we have done a pass in terms of session length in Descent to try to make them shorter. So that means the time it takes to reach the Nemesis is going to be shorter overall. The time it takes to reach rewards in general in Descent is also going to be shorter. So we wanted to bring down the playtime a bit in Descent to not be that big of a time commitment when you go into Descent thinking, okay, I'm going to have to spend the next 2 hours here.
Okay.
So
Okay. At least it's not an HP. Dell, I'm okay with
Thank you
to a
so much
degree.
for
The Pro books,
reciting
though,
all
aren't they
those
decent,
changes.
though?
And now it's
They
time
used
for
to
your
be.
favorite part. That's the Q&A
They're
session.
now worse.
And thank you so much, Polina, for providing us with collecting all the questions from the chat. I'm a little bit surprised to say that there are not a lot of them, but probably because I really hope that it's almost because we answered the majority of the questions introducing the changes and the fixes that are coming with Project Resolve. But there is going to be...
Everybody is just too busy commenting on your beautiful hairdo.
Yeah, it's nice. And you have a matching one because it's holiday season. By the way, if you do not know, there is a holiday event, Winter Project, right now available in the game. There is
Oh yeah, I need to do that, don't I?
January 9th.
You can do all of them back to
And
back
there
right
are
now.
a lot of new items
Okay.
you can grab through this project, apart from the items that we brought from previous years, including the Yulmust mask, because people were asking about it last year, so it is available in the game right now.
Oh yeah, that's
The
something
nice
that we need to
backpack, the
farm
new
a bit,
sweater,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
some new
Because
emotes,
the chill out
right,
mask, I
with
think, is the thing
with
that we
bell.
want. That's the chase item.
So yeah, there is still time.
You,
Enough about
you
Christmas.
chill out. You
Let's
love
talk about
something
the
like that. Yeah.
questions that you guys have, and let's start with the PvP. Will the issue with the cheaters be addressed in Project?
I don't think they'll ever be addressed.
Yeah, we're going to implement the line of code that says cheaters equal no. No,
If only.
I mean, cheating in general in the game
Start
is something
MAC
that
address banning
always
people.
look at.
Start
I know some
hardware
people
ID
won't believe
banning
me, but
people.
we are always implementing improvements to our cheat detection, and we are banning cheaters on a daily basis. We're just not bragging about it because that's not the way we do. But that doesn't mean it's perfect. Yes, we know cheating is a thing.
Start
We
hardware
are
ID banning
working on
people, damn
improvements,
it.
some for Project Resolve, some for later. In
These
terms
people
of
are using a
detection,
VPN to dodge your IP ban.
how do we prevent cheating, or how do we detect cheating when it's happening? We are also investigating on Cronus Max and see what we can do about it. No promise, but this is something we're looking at, and we are fully aware that we can do all the improvements in the world in PvP. If cheating and abusing the game is still a thing, then PvP is never going to be a good experience. So yes, we are committed to making those improvements and to trying to always make the situation better when it comes to cheating. But at least I don't want people to think that we're not doing anything, because that's not true.
And also, a lot of this work is done thanks to your reports. Whenever you encounter cheaters, and if you can grab a video where it's visible and easy to understand that this person is cheating, and you're submitting those to Ubisoft support. I mean, a lot of people tag us on social media. Unfortunately, that is not how we deal with cheaters. We have a specific team dedicated to identifying the cheating practices and sanctioning players. So please keep reporting them to Ubisoft support, and that is also another way to make the environment more enjoyable for everyone.
And I know for a fact they do look at these videos, because I did actually send a bug video of how my I couldn't throw anything through a window except for a grenade, and I did see the view count go up. So, and it was marked as unlisted, and only them with the link could have seen it. So
That's good then.
yeah, so I do see the video count. Like, it actually went up to, like, I think 20. So, like, either some guy reviewed it 20 times, or like at least 20 pairs of eyes fell on it.
That's a good thing though.
Yeah.
It always feels nice to see like a thing like that get actioned. But I think the feels bad moment is the fact that like most of the time most people don't see an action on it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, like, how easy it is to initiate a hotfix versus, hey, we're gonna put this in the issue that we're gonna fix in the next big patch, and that could be months away. So that's unfortunate.
Honestly, just hardware ID ban people that are cheating.
Yeah.
So
well, he did say they are banning daily. So
no, but the thing is that they're doing IP bans and account bans. They're not banning the PC. That's if you ban the PC, then they can't buy a new account for it.
yeah, fair enough. I still wonder though, like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of wasting, like, what, $10, $7 for the game just to cheat in it?
Sites that you can get like the entire thing for like $6, and it's like a stolen account. That's the issue.
Hey.
And
if you're cheating in a game, just don't be a dick. Go play something else.
But then they cheat on that.
No, but that's correct. Two other questions. Is the invaded dark zone gonna be more rewarding?
Yes, that's also something we're looking at, making invaded dark zone specifically more rewarding. So more details on that, but yes, that's part of the
How would you make it more rewarding though?
Will the expertise
better
be
drop rates, I guess?
Probably right now the easiest thing is better drop rates, maybe higher chance of certain items. Because the exclusivity of certain items is going away slowly. So
no, every single item that you can get in the dark zone, you can get through a named cache or an
oh,
exotic.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think we discussed it.
No, we mentioned it. No, the change to expertise and shade levels is only planned for conflict. Please, let's have that conversation. So far, we want to keep it in a dark zone, because the idea is conflict is where the PvP balancing is happening. This is where we are implementing normalization.
Fair enough.
To make sure that everybody has a chance, no matter if you've played the game for 2000
Yeah, conflict is like the controlled PvP.
We want people to have a chance to compete in conflict. The dark zone, on the other hand, this is the PvPvE experience where we think it's okay if you spent a lot of time in the game and you are more, by definition, more powerful than another one. You deserve to, you know, have that power be represented in the dark zone. So far we don't plan to implement the change to taking away expertise and shield levels from the dark zone.
If that's
but please
true,
do
then
give us
I
feedback.
would not gate stuff.
And regarding stability, there is a
Behind
question
the
about
dark
the
zone,
game
then.
crashes and
Because
will
there's
they
certain
be
items that I
addressed?
think every
And,
player does need that
um,
come from the dark
I
zone
do
only.
not have all the
Yeah.
technical details here with me, but I know for a fact that a lot of
Although they
things
already
that
fixed
were
that issue, so
implemented
I
in the game
can't
were
really
actually
fault them on
aimed
that
at
one.
making the experience more stable and reducing the crashes.
That's
That'd be
that's what
nice.
this live stream is about. It's Project Resolve and Project Resolve. I mean, it's not gonna fix all the crashes. We're never gonna fix all the crashes because it's a huge game and there's a million reasons why the game can crash. But there's been a lot of improvements and a lot of fixes in Project Resolve. But hopefully, for most of you, are going to make the experience more stable.
Will new skills be introduced?
That'd be
So
cool,
not
actually.
the plan that we have right now.
It's not
Mhm.
the plan right now.
Aw.
Right now, we're focusing really on on
Chem
gear,
launcher,
on item,
mortar.
on weapons, and also looking at everything we have in the game already and improving that and making sure everything
A
belongs
mobile turret.
into the gear game and
Like a
everything
mobile
is
sniper
relevant
turret
and
would be nice.
you have as many options as you want.
Mini
Give us
dog.
dog.
And then
Mini
in
dog.
the future, if we want to explore new skills, maybe. But
Or
right now,
full-size
this
dog.
is
I'm
not
fine with
this
either.
is not a priority for us. There's a lot of skills already.
How about a
Let's make sure
bike?
they're all equally as fun and as rewarding
What if you could
and
put
as
the
powerful.
sniper
before
turret on
we,
the
we
ceiling?
start adding new ones.
Also a question about new incursion or a new raid.
New
Well,
raid.
I mean, we're not here to talk about future plans. So do give us feedback. Tell us what you want in the future in the game, and we'll see.
I want the cleaner raid from Division 1.
A question
I want
about
expansion
the
on them.
specialization.
I want
and
Division 1 map
about the specialization
in New York.
content.
Wouldn't that just be the expanded
Not,
New York
no,
map?
not
in it?
specifically.
Yes.
There's no
Not just
specific
the
change.
upper
I
half
know that
or lower
Yes.
half.
a long time
Yes.
ago we announced the specializations revamp, and we put that on ice because what we had was just it's one of those things that you put design on paper, you put ideas on paper, and you're like, yeah, that sounds great, and then you implement it, and then it just doesn't work. And the initial proposition we had was one of those. Like we worked on it, we implemented the first version, and it just absolutely didn't achieve what we wanted it to achieve. So we've put it on ice. One day, hopefully, we will get back to specializations and revisit them. But this is not the plan.
How
right
about
now.
a few
So
new
no,
specializations?
no specific changes to specializations in this update.
Feels bad.
Will there be a next gen update?
A next gen update, not at the moment. Also, not the plan.
And the last question that I wanted to keep for the very end, since as I mentioned, there are not a lot of questions. What is the release date of the Project Resolve? So the release date right now is planned for February. That's not the date. It's just a month, and I guess we will be able to give you
General
the final
time.
date quite soon. But before that, we need to go through 2 PTS phases first. And also, depending on the amount of feedback, that would give us the release date. But right now, it's planned to be released together with the Season 3 Vanguard, and the targeted month is February. So I hope that answers your
And I
question.
can probably guess why the
Yeah, once
PTSs
again,
are so
the
far
roadmap
apart is because of the
will be
holiday.
Published on
All day,
our
and also
social
just
media,
time to sort of
website,
digest what they got out of it.
same for the VOD of this Twitch stream. So if you have any other questions, just let us know on socials. We will be happy to address them.
There's one question actually I see here, but
Which one?
that I can answer. Will we be able to dismantle items directly into expertise? Actually, the tinkering menu that we talked about will include the expertise menu as well.
Oh.
What the hell's the point of the bench?
The bench has been benched.
Directly without having to go back to the base of operations. So yes, you cannot do do that directly from an item, but you will be able to open your expertise screen from anywhere in the world.
See, this whole relationship is based on complete distrust in each other abilities. Like, I do not trust Yannick to have his cards in correct order, and he doesn't trust me to look through all the questions.
Reading over your shoulders, be like, "Hey, Daya, you missed one."
RIP bench.
Thank you for mentioning it. And yeah, that's it. We do not have any other questions.
Honestly, what's the point of the freaking bench now?
Not what was collected.
It was from the time from long ago.
From the chat, but I think we talked pretty much about everything, and the rest of your questions, if there are anything, we will be happy to answer those after the PTS.
Yeah. And again, this is the high level, right? There's a lot of details that we may have missed that have not been listed here. Some of them will not be on the PTS just yet. There are changes that are still coming in, but maybe not on this phase, on later phases. Some of the stuff we talked about might not be on this PTS, but it will come later. So this is an organic process, and again, there is more to Project Resolve than just what we listed here. But these were the main changes we wanted to highlight.
Yeah, just a glimpse at what's coming, and more information is going to be available soon. Do not forget about the PTS preload on 14th, and then the PTS is available from 15th to 18th of December. That's the first phase. The second one is going to be in January, and of course, we're going to update you about all the dates and timing when it's closer to the date. And before we go, we actually want to thank you for sticking with us through a very special report where we didn't show anything no new gear, no new features apart from what we discussed regarding Project Resolve. Thank you so much for being here, for having trust in the team, and we're going to continue relying on your feedback in the future, and we're going to be waiting for you on the PTS. Thank you so much.
Give us feedback. Hello agents. Today we're happy to announce Project Resolve, a comprehensive seasonal update focused on...
That's the same video. Alright. Okay then. So, yeah, it's nothing new. Yeah, so what I'm probably going to do is, because this react was 2 hours, I'm going...
Slice this up anyway.
Well, I'm going to slice it up into at least 2 videos. One is us doing the react, of course, the full one with chapters. So you guys are welcome to, look down below or just, jump to the chapters on the YouTube video. I will have 2 versions of this. So one version, of course, is going to be the full recording, what you're watching now. And the other one is just us going through the patch notes. So if you want us just to break down the entire list and not go through the react, you can look at that online on YouTube as well. But this video will also include the patch notes breakdown as well. So don't worry about it if you want to have a seamless view. All right. Well, what are your thoughts so far?
I like a lot of the changes. There are some things that I'm sort of disappointed about. But overall, game health, I do think it's here.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see the numbers for the guns. I need to see what they did directly to the toys. Like, what they described and what is actually going to happen is what is on paper. We need to see this.
All right. So I'm actually on the Division 2 official website. This one doesn't include a lot of the numbers, but at least it's a nice overview. So global events... Guardians, when killing an angel, in addition to restoring armor to full, 50% of total armor is added as bonus armor. Increased damage buff from 30 to 50%. Minions now receive 15% of incoming damage instead of being invincible. Damage buff duration increased from 10 to 15 seconds. Let's see, polarity switch, which is the good one. Damaging enemy. Yes. Damaging enemy of different color, remove polarity stacks. Change to killing enemies of a different color, removes polarity stacks. Thank freaking God. Max stacks increased from 5 to 4. Damage bonus per stack increased from 20% to 25%. Killing an enemy
5 times, by the way. So that's 125% increased damage.
No, 4 times. Remember, they removed the stack.
No, increased from 5 to 4. I think that's out of order. I think it was at 4 and now it's at.
No, it was at 5. They decreased it. So this is a
Why did
typo. It's a typo.
This irritates me.
Yeah, so, yeah. Because it still adds up to 100%. 5 times 20% is 100%. 4 times 25 is 100%.
Wait.
They typo!
Like, I'm getting the same energy as the people that have increase with negative.
Killing an enemy of the right player reloads the player's on. Okay, that's good. That just keeps the flow going. All right.
Okay, now Hollywood, the one that I think is most of us.
Triple explosion range, triple explosion damage, fixed explosion VFX, explosions generating signature ammo and grenades at the player's location.
The collector chest piece is going to be really fun.
Nom.
Have you
All
used the new chest piece yet?
No, not yet. I haven't like theory crafted with any of the new stuff yet. Yeah. So Hollywood is just Michael Bay. All right. SHD exposed. 10 times melee damage for the first melee hit after reaching 100% exposed.
That's sort of underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Stacks are acquired 50% faster. Okay. Double pulse radius. Oh. Players take 65% damage instead of 115% from pulse enemies. Non-pulse.
Something that I noticed about that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
SHD exposed triggers the pulse status effect.
Yeah.
Break works on all enemies without the.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Okay, because of how SHD exposed works, it is an actual pulse.
Yeah.
So you don't need the laser pointer during this event at all.
Mm-hmm.
Which is huge.
Yep. Reanimated. Triple explosion. The explosion damage increased by 50%. Enemy headshots weakness increased by. Okay, so more booms.
Reanimated is going to be how to use Chain Killer.
Yeah. All right. Projects. Yeah, of course, I mentioned it. Daily projects, weekly projects, include invasion, weekly legendary missions.
I'm gonna skip
this
the
is a.
part.
Let's see. Game modes. We're planning to introduce a talent rotation to Descent, which is nice, and shorten run times to exploit encounters with the Nemesis. Summit fans can anticipate the resolution of the level 100 XP issue. Optimization have been implemented in all 3 modes, Countdown, Descent, Summit, leading to enhanced stability and performance overall. So, pretty vague, but hopefully it works.
I'm gonna skip that. I'm angry.
Okay, just a quick cliff note. New players, congratulations. It's much easier.
Players.
Everything you've done, thank you for your time and energy. Yeah. All right, weapon balancing, general buffs, and balance, and we will go over the patch notes for these. I did find them for the weapons balance, gear balancing, and the new features. The tinkering. Okay. So tinkering, yeah, I mean it's great. It's a nice quality of life update. The fact that we don't have to worry about running to the bench to do any of this stuff. But again, what is the point of the bench now?
There is no purpose. It is just there.
Yeah. Alright, additionally, we have introduced the option to directly send items to the stash with a warning if the stash is full. Furthermore, we have implemented a feature that displays stash item count when approaching it, eliminating the need to access it to check the inventory. Alright, quality of life updates. We have made significant changes to the loot crate system in the open world. Loot crates will now scale with world difficulty. That I do like. So, like we always run past them. We don't always run, but we do run past them often because we don't find them worthwhile a lot of times.
I always skip all chests unless the lock chest.
Yeah, true enough. Additionally, we are introducing a new feature that allows players to instantly use the armor kit to replace 25% armor with a 5-second cooldown. This is in addition to the existing functionality of holding the button to replenish 100%. So that is like a hybrid of Division 1 and this division.
I wonder if they understand what what they've done by doing this.
I mean, we'll definitely have to test it, see if it triggers certain things.
There's two talents that come to mind. One is efficient, which gives you a 50% chance not to consume the kit. So on a 5-second cooldown, you just have a free 25% fix on your armor. And then the other one is when you use an armor kit, the one that gives you skill tier for overcharge. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what. Yeah, I know overcharge.
So those are the two interactions. I'm sort of curious if they understand what they've done with that.
Yeah, we'll have to see. All right. Moving on, though. Furthermore, we will be implementing a cap on the Shade Watch HP bonus at level 2000 and an increase in HP gain. So, as we heard before, from level 1 to a level 1000, players will gain 30 HP per level, and 1 perk point from level 1001 to 2000. The HP gain remains at 30 HP per level. Beyond level 2000, there will be no additional HP. These changes will aim to enhance the gameplay experience and provide a more balanced progression system. Yeah, to be fair, like, I've only seen a few people hit like 10,000 to reach that point.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the difference between my experience and your experience then.
Oh boy.
Because I have a tendency to go into the Dark Zone every now and then. I've seen a lot of players that are at like 70,000, 90,000, 116,000. Right? In the Dark Zone, because of the fact that they have SHD, these people, after you break their armor, unless you're using an assault rifle, will be tanky as all hell.
Oh.
Because they'll have literally almost 5 or 6 times the amount of health that you do. They'll have the same amount of armor, yes. Because you're wearing the same gear, you're probably wearing the same progression of gear. But the issue is that when you break the armor, which you will do about at the same time, their time to kill is so much shorter on you than it is for them.
You're saying 9,000, 10,000, not
No.
90,000, right?
No, I am actually serious about saying level 90,000, 119,000.
I'm gonna have to look at your streams and see where you're seeing this.
No, because
right.
like there are players that did the exploits to get that much that high of a shade level. They did not do it like legitimately. Most of them. One of them is a streamer, so I'll give them benefit of doubt. That was the like level 90,000. But 119,000. That's sort of absurd.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Conflict. So we also heard that they are basically it is a very controlled pure PvP experience. The Division 2 will be making it more balanced for all players. So watch bonuses removed, expertise bonus removed. Caches that agents can obtain in the mode will offer greater quantity and improved quality of reward items. Changes affecting the spawn area include the plan to add turrets to all spawn points, prevent spawn camping, and forbid equipped items and loadouts from being changed while in conflict. Loadout switching an individual piece of gear will be allowed only once per spawn. All right. So, makes sense. Fair enough.
We're going to use macros to get around that. You know that, right?
Maybe. We'll find out. All right. Status effects. Stat effects adjustments prioritizing the PvP experience. So all the statuses to status effects, including the project itself, are focused on reducing their impact and introducing counterplays. The intention is to make status effects in PvP more manageable and provide agents with additional options to counteract them. Even though these changes primarily target the PvP experience, we will also monitor their impacts on PvE. Okay, so these counteract things do affect PvE. Okay. Diminishing returns have been added to all status effects in PvP, categorize them into crowd control, shock, ensnare, blind, and damage over time, bleed, burn, poison. Diminishing returns will not apply in PvE. Okay, so I can still spread chaos and terrible things to PvE. Got it.
You can kill bots, but people know. You can't do war crimes like you used to.
Yeah. Now we still have that question though: is can we pre-apply status effects to get immunity up? All right. Let's see. Diminishing returns means that each subsequent application of the same category status will have a reduced duration until full immunity is reached. Plague of the Outcast in PvP is also affected by diminished returns, with stacks being halved upon transfer. Additionally, the severity of immobilizing status effects has been reduced. 50% hazard protection for 5 seconds has been added once per target for all repair skills. Poison has been included in the list of effects that the booster hive cleanses. Oh!
Okay. And boost duration now scales with skill tiers.
Oh.
Okay.
Ranging from 5 seconds to a maximum of 6.5 seconds at skill tier 6. Alright.
Wait a minute.
What?
Does it have a base duration of 5 at tier 1?
Potentially.
I actually don't see that being valuable. Like a second and a half?
No, but it's the amount. But remember though, lower skill tier, you have less of those hives. So
yeah, you
think
get
of it
less
as,
darts.
yeah, 6.5 times the amount of darts. So I guess we can do the math on that later. All right, talents. We aim to make certain talents more viable for PvP and address some balance issues. Agents can expect the following to get a revision for both PvP and PvE. Dr. Home, Actum-esque PvP only. Future Perfection, Swift, Thunderstrike, and Perfect Thunderstrike, Big Game Hunter, Breathe Free, Perfect Preservation, Flatline, and Perfect Flatline.
Oh, rest in peace, Kingbreaker.
Gear talents, Glass Cannon and Perfect Glass Cannon. Huh. Glass Cannon is getting a change. Interesting.
I haven't used it in such a long time. Sergeant Striker.
Intimate and Perfect Intimate. Intimidate and Perfect Intimate.
My guy.
Sorry, I thought it was Close Encounters.
It is.
Yeah,
Not
Intimate.
that way.
Okay. Intimidate and Perfect Intimidate. Makeshift repairs. Process refinery. Improved materials. Obliterate.
Wait, where is that?
Yeah.
Improved materials?
I don't think that's talent. I think that's
a translation button?
Translation, or someone typoed it out. Obliterate. Also, wait a minute. Obliterate's got this weird colon at the end. Somebody was not like paying attention here in the proofreading.
Oh, I think I know what they meant. But wait, did they fix? Remember that thing I was telling you about the kits?
Yeah.
What was it again? The one that gave you the free kit 50% of the time?
Efficient?
Yeah, I think that's what they meant by improved.
We'll have to ask questions about this later. Obliterate. Actually, Obliterate is something I use, believe it or not.
I think most people use it. It's
Let's see.
Really good like firearm. Was it?
Let's see.
I think it's crit damage for firearms, right?
Yes, I think so. And then there's Unbreakable and Perfect Unbreakable, PvP only.
That makes sense.
All right, Dark Zone. Yep. All right. Dark Zone. Project Resolve introduces a more distinct contrast between invaded and uninvaded Dark Zones, allowing players to customize the intensity of their gameplay experience. Our goal is to increase accessibility to the Dark Zone for a wider audience, while also providing dedicated space for those seeking a more intense experience. Here are the changes to the agents that can expect in the non-invaded DZ. Activation time for going rogue has been increased to 5 seconds from 0.75 seconds. So, no, hey, I found an exotic. Oh, that's awesome. Beep.
Thank you for finding me my exotic.
Yes. Yee. All right, next we have the duration of the first rogue rank has been extended from 20 to 30 seconds. Okay. Players with the rogue status will be unable to switch loadouts or individual gear pieces for the duration of the rogue status. Fair enough.
Oh yes, they did it. They actually did do it. That last line. We also plan to forbid equipped items, loadouts from being changed in the dark. Loadout switching and individual pieces of gear will only be allowed once per spawn.
Okay.
Okay, so I think my tip to anybody that's in the dark zone, if you are suspect of somebody doing or that they might betray you, a quick look at their gear might rat them out. The gear set that you should be very, very careful about is the hack step protocol. People that have that typically have played in the dark zone a lot. And thusly, the only reason that you'd want that set is if you plan on hunting people, not hunting things. So if they're wearing that, be wary.
Yep. Unless they're a close friend of yours. Unless they're a close friend of yours and they're there to be the countermeasure to other players. That is the only reason.
Although, let's be honest, your friend might also betray you. It's a game.
Do I need to like remove Roberon? Alright. Fixes. Among the numerous fixes included in Project Resolve, here are a few that the PvP players would appreciate the most. The issue that allowed agents to aim from cover without being seen exposed to enemy fire with Striker Ballistic Shield active while using the C79 scope has been fixed. Ah, yes, because the C79 does push the bullet origin forward.
It's so stupid.
Okay. Yep. Fair enough. The issue that allowed agents to shoot using any scope while their hitbox is fully protected by props when using any shield has been addressed. The issue that allowed agents to retain the increased magazine size from the True Patriot gear set even after swapping loadouts has been resolved. Didn't we crash into this?
Yes. Remember when I had the freaking magazine of 190 on my freaking assault rifle?
Braka, 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 braka.
He's like, oh, I guess it's... I wonder, did they also fix the other one that freaking raised its ugly head too?
I don't see it here. Lastly, the issue that allowed glitching through a ladder when entering cover directly behind it has been fixed.
Okay, so they fixed one of the ways that you can no-clip through walls.
Yep.
We should probably cut that out, right? We probably don't want to make that aware of what that was for.
The thing is, I have a feeling they already know.
No, but for... Okay.
It's fine. Alright, let's see here.
Yeah,
Alright.
The other bug that I was talking about was, it was when you had switched from hollow point. If the gun was in the same spot and you switched off of it, you still have the full magazine of hollow point ammo. On Striker.
Yep. Okay, so I'm reading. Okay, we're now in the patch notes on Reddit here. Gear combat lock. While in combat, players will no longer be allowed to swap individual gear pieces or loadouts. Isn't that already a thing?
Say again?
It says here, gear combat lock. While in combat, players will no longer be allowed to swap individual gear pieces or loadouts. Isn't that already a thing? Because I don't remember. I can't switch out.
I remember. Gear combat lock. While in wait, go back to it.
Okay, sorry.
While in combat, players no longer switch. I think you can't switch to loadouts, but you typically could switch to individual gear. But now, if you're in combat period, you can't even switch individual pieces, so you can't use a macro.
Okay, because I know for a fact I could switch skills and weapons. I just could never switch armor. That's all.
You can't switch anything anymore during combat.
Ah, that sucks. But fair.
Is this specifically for PvP in Dark Zone?
This is PvE.
Ew! Wait! I like being able to adjust for my team.
I know, right? Now you like, we're stuck in a boss room. You're like, we brought the wrong kit.
We gonna die.
Yep. All right, projects. Here we go. Season pass daily projects. To complete a mission on hard difficulty, rewards change XP equivalent to 1 level up. Oh.
Well, that's huge.
Yum, 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 yum.
Optimization cache material. A challenging black tusk.
Bounty.
Crafting blue. Excuse me?
So we will always get a nice crafting blueprint. Okay.
Well, I wonder if it's in the same pool as, like, the control points, or if it also includes the ones that come from exclusive areas.
Maybe.
Like, I wish that they'd specify, like, what blueprint it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm pretty sure this is from a data. I can't really get that.
Yep.
One piece of equipment.
And then one shade
calibration
point. Okay. That's good. So this is good. This is good. This is good. Something to do. Fair enough. Alright. New missions in pool. Potomac Event Center, Federal Emergency Bunker, Grand Washington Hotel, Camp White Oak.
Can they not put Camp White Oak in that, please?
Honestly,
it's such a long ass mission.
Okay, as long as it's not the frickin' zoo. I don't want the zoo. Alright, Jefferson Plaza and DCD headquarters. Alright, fair enough. Grand Washington Hotel is very quick, so that's nice.
Yeah, Washington Hotel is quick. Federal Bunker is very fast. Jefferson Plaza, very fast. DCD, very fast. Potomac Event Center, very fast. White Oak is the slow.
I had to get one in there, huh? Alright, daily projects. Boo. What? More rewards have been added to make the project more appealing. What?
Could they specify?
Yeah. Conditions. To complete activities, neutralize named enemies, resupply CP, or complete a mission in a specific NZ.
I'm assuming that's Dark Zone. Or, no, Normalized Zone.
Okay.
It's like one of the quarters.
Got it. Alright. Rewards are change challenging bounty, change XP, half of a level up. Wait, what is this? Oh, these are daily projects. Okay.
5 specialization points.
5 specialization points. 2 equipment items. Recalibration cache. Oh, okay. That's nice. And 1 crafting blueprint.
Okay, the only thing that I'm gonna be honest, chat. Specialization points, probably not ever gonna be the thing that you're going for this for. But it is really nice to give it to you. Just do bounties, get your specialization that way.
Yeah. Alright, Dark Zone and Conflict. Some objective goals have been made easier since not all players want to spend time doing PvP content or are not proficient enough to reach the goal. Are not proficient enough to reach the goal. Ouch. Alright, conditions.
That's the kindest way to say that you are bad at PvP I've ever seen.
We are learning. Alright, conditions. Change, Dark Zone. All conditions that require killing agents have been removed, being replaced by PvE-oriented ones. Extract items, clear landmarks, etc.
Conflict win match requirement has been
removed. Players will now only require to complete matches and kill other players. Also, condition difficulty are lowered overall. Well, the win match. Okay, I would say at least just keep win 1 match of the day, because as long as it's not like World of Warships where you gotta win 20 to fulfill this, that's gonna take forever. It's it's a 50-50 chance for me. That's my win rate. All right, rewards. Yes, I can't carry, guys. All right, 1 shade calibration, crafting material change. Here we go. Dark Zone EXP XP if Dark Zone project. Change conflict XP if conflict project. 2 times equipment item, previously 1. 1 times weapon crafting cache. Okay. Weekly projects. Alright, invasion projects. More rewards have been added to make the project more appealing. Conditions to neutralize named enemies, factions, activities, faction bounties, complete invaded missions on certain difficulties, and complete invaded strongholds on certain difficulties. So rewards are 5 times shade calibration, heroic faction bounty, okay, 2 times equipment items, crafting blueprints, 5 times specialization points, changes EXP equivalent to 1 level up, nice, change heroic bounty, all factions, 1 times named item cache, 1 times weapon crafting cache.
So they're like throwing materials at you now.
Yep. Weekly legendary mission. More rewards have been added to make the project more appealing. Alright.
I already did this just for the exotic cache, but now, oh my god.
Complete
Okay.
conditions. Complete 1 legendary stronghold. Rewards. 1 times exotic cache, 1 times observation cache, 2 times recalibration cache, 1 times gear crafting cache. So that's nice.
SHD requisition.
Slight buff.
Encourage more engagement. Donate resources to CPs or NPCs.
1 exotic
1
cache,
exotic.
crafting, specialization, XP 1 level up, named item cache. Okay. Weekly Dark Zone conflict projects. Change conditions. Regardless of its DZ or conflict focus, the player had to do activities related to both game modes. Now conditions have been split depending on the project's focus and were made easier to achieve. Okay. 5 shade calibration, Dark Zone EXP, conflict EXP, 2 times equipment, 2 times named item.
Oh,
no recalibration cache.
No, but more maps.
Look at the other top of stuff. They just throw it at us already. We're fine.
It's okay. I'm okay with losing that.
All right, weekly summit project. All right, complete 15 instead of 30. Yay! Less summit. 1 exotic. Crafting. Blueprints. 5 times specialization points. Named item cache, 2 of them. XP, 1 level up. 1 recalibration cache. Weapon balance. Okay, very important stuff here.
The most important lines of this entire patch.
Yes. Alright, all exotic weapons. 3rd attribute will be reconfigurable. This is a general buff balance pass to make all less popular weapons more interesting. Assault rifles!
How about this? Let's just say for all exotics that now all exotics basically will roll with damage not covered.
Pretty much. Let's just do that. Alright. Alright, this is a general buff balance. Alright, here we go. Assault rifles are very, very popular section here. ACR and ACRE, 10% weapon damage. Fair enough. CTAR 21, rail splitter, plus 10 mag size. Not enough.
They give the rail splitter like 10% weapon damage and the mag? Please?
Yes. Like,
Maybe.
I love the CTAR. I'm a sucker for bullpups. But god damn it, guys.
Like, that wasn't the pain point. The pain point is that it didn't do enough damage per bullet.
Yeah. But, okay. We'll take it for now. Now, meanwhile, the frickin' bullet vomit, F2000 and all of its brothers, plus 50 RPM.
What was the base rate of fire of that again?
It's just stupid fast.
1 second, I'm gonna start up Division 2.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second, chat. I will
Yep.
look up to see what this change sort of... Should I have Striker on? Because a lot of people that are going to use that are going to be using Striker, or do you think I should get the base
No,
value?
we just need the base value. So
Okay,
we have good context. Yeah, well, I'll continue while you're doing that. So FAL and all of its variants, plus 5% weapon damage. Let me see. So the FAL has a higher range and less bullets, but it is higher damage. So I guess this works out. So it's sort of it's a nice change. Okay.
That's not the rifle that anybody wants to use because it has so little bullets and such low rate of fire. because of the rate of fire and the fact that it's emphasis on bullet damage, you're just better using a rifle over that.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look. All right, military G36 and all of its whatchamacallit brothers
Oh,
plus
God.
50 RPM. Yes, I'm happy with that. That's good. All right, honey. Mhm.
Why?
What?
What is that? No. I'm happy with the 50 RPM.
Yeah, honey badger plus 5 mag size. Like just plus 5? I
Not even
guess.
10. We got a nickel.
The MK16. That's the Scar, right?
I think that's the burst rifle.
No. Well,
I
Mark's.
haven't ever seen anybody actually use those rifles.
Yeah, but plus 10% weapon damage. Because I think the Mark 16, yeah, MK16 has a lower fire rate. All right, and then the P416 family, Eagle Bearer, that includes the Eagle Bearer, guys.
Oh my god.
Plus 50 RPM.
That's disgusting. Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so the Eagle Bearer's back now, gentlemen.
All right, SMGs, here we go. AUG. I love the AUG, guys. Plus 25 RPM, plus 10%. Okay, that's fine. That's very fine. And somebody didn't know how to, proofread this? You didn't, whatever. The Banshee, the Grudge.
No, what was it? Warbot. That's on purpose.
Oh.
What that means is that the CMMG Banshee receives the 5% weapon damage. The Grudge also receives the 5% weapon damage, but the Grudge does not receive the 50 RPM buff.
Really?
So only the unnamed variant gets the 50 RPM. That's why the stars are next to it.
All right, MP5s. Plus 6 mag size. What? That's it?
I guess?
Interesting number to
10?
pick.
Better question, do I even have one of those?
Oh, look. Bullet Vomit gets more Bullet Vomit. MP7 in Swap Chain. Plus 50 to RPM and 5% weapon. Okay. I may actually have to try my MP7 again. Because I like the MP7. Alright.
Here's the rails.
Alright, so what's our rail splitter number here?
Okay, so the rail splitter, it got 10 mag, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so with the mods available, it would go up to 60. And wait, I have to switch off Striker. 1 second. Okay, I've switched off Striker so I don't have the hyperinflated rate of fire. The rail splitter goes up to 60 rounds at around 80k damage at 900 rounds per minute.
That's not bad.
Now, the thing that we're the thing that we're sort of curious about, though, do I have one of those? Where is it? Actually, that is a good question. Why they go back up to the assault rifles again? Oh, I actually don't have any of those. I do have the honey badger. G36. I can look that. Oh, wait. We should be able to craft most of these, right? Okay, F2K Replica has a base RPM of 849. So it would go up to the same rate of fire as the CTAR. But the CTAR has almost 17,000 less per bullet damage.
So the only reason why they're keeping the CTAR away is because it's more accurate than the F2000?
No, the F2K is better, period.
God. Duh.
Because the F2K has more attachments you can use. So sadly, the F2K
Still.
is replacing the CTAR
in
every way.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
G36. What was it again? G36?
G36.
G36.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay. In comparison to the F2K, it would fire slower, but you get 4,000 per bullet damage. Same magazine size. Wait. No, actually. No, the F2K is now better than the G36.
I'm sad because the G36
Okay,
and
so...
CTAR are both one of my favorite weapons.
Oh, don't worry. I'm
Okay.
also sad.
Okay, from what I understand though, the F2000 also has a big kick, alright?
Not in the way that... Okay, the thing is that because it has so many attachments, you can very easily get rid of the kick. And
Okay.
here's the other thing.
Yes.
The G36 has a more clunky, what is it? Because it says only 1 second, but if you take a look at data mine stats, it's 1.3 seconds for the G36 versus the 0.9 on the F2K. Base reload time.
Alright, I'm done getting... Okay, I'm gonna go past negotiations on the freaking stages of grief now. They're just gonna move on to
Okay.
acceptance.
Okay, and where is it? Tactical Mark 16, right?
Yeah, Mark
10%
16.
weapon damage.
Yeah.
That would bring it up to 60k, which makes it the highest of the damage per bullet, except for the AK.
Actually, the AK is not even touched on this list here.
No, but it brings it up to the same point as the AK. The AK shoots slower than the Mark 16. So if you're looking for more oomph on an AK, then use the Mark 16.
Yay! Alright. Back to submachine guns go. So we left off at the police T821s. So the T821s. 10% weapon damage. Not many people use the T821s. I just have a perfectly rolled one, so that's the only reason why I have one.
Is that the Mac 10?
Yeah.
What did they do to it?
Plus 10% weapon damage.
That puts it up to 72k compared to...
Now this is without you without buffs, right?
Yeah, I don't really have anything that buffs it except for red cores.
Okay. So just remember, guys, in context, red cores, what, plus 6 red cores, right?
Yeah, I'm 6 red core.
Okay, so this is, guys, if you went straight just weapon damage, red gear. So keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah, but like it becomes a lot more apparent when you have the red, but yeah.
Yeah.
But in comparison, that actually brings it from the bottom of the heap almost. That's the same per bullet damage as the ump.
And speaking of the...
Correction. That is 6,000 more damage per bullet than the ump.
Well, actually, you may have to revise that. Let me skip on over that. The ump also got a buff of 10% weapon damage.
Okay, the ump is still the highest per shot bullet.
There we go. You got umped. There. Alright. SMG9s. The little things. 50
RPM.
50 RPM. So they're going faster.
Okay, so it's basically a worse. It's where the CMMG was. It's what it is now. And then
Alright.
the CMMG got 5% weapon damage and 50 RPM.
Yep. Alright, so now we have the M1928, the Tommy gun, the Slayer, the Grown Great, so the entire family of guns, 10% weapon damage.
Which I don't have blueprints for. That makes me sad.
Yeah. Just in context, they hit harder. We're done. Alright. Light machine guns. Iron Lung, plus 10% weapon damage. All LMGs, 20% weapon damage. So just LMGs. Zoop. Rifles. Okay. So I actually do like rifles. So ACRSS, 10% weapon damage. I forgot you exist, ACR.
I actually just remembered. They did do it. Then they gave us back at where it used to be.
Yay!
But
Everybody else also got a buff, remember?
yeah. Feels bad.
Yeah. Okay, so I am a shill for this one, the USC45 ACP. Because it is kind of in the UMP family. The UMP family. 10% weapon damage. Okay. UIC15 mod 2, 30% weapon damage.
Okay, so where's the 45? 45 got a what? 10%?
Yeah.
Goes from 98 to... I can math, I swear. 107? 98 to 107,000?
Okay.
So, it's in possible one-tap category?
Okay, and then the
Possible.
UIC15 mod 2, a whopping 30% weapon damage.
That's the... Is that the same type?
No, it's
Is
not.
the UIC the same?
No, it's a different family, I believe.
I do not have that one.
Well,
I don't have any copies of it.
I think that's why it's getting
Okay.
30% weapon damage.
Now the question. The M16.
30% weapon damage. And that's another gun we don't see very often.
I can tell you why.
Yeah, I know.
It's a 2-shot burst, and because of the kick, it goes from headshot to somewhere else, not anywhere near the head.
You really, really hate the sky, okay?
You also hate whoever's on the other side of the planet, because that's where it's going.
Alright, now, MDR. I love the MDR from Division 1, and I was very sad of what happened to in this game. So let's see. MDR Battle Rifle replica, 20% RPM and 10% weapon damage. Okay. I could use a little bit more weapon damage, like give it 20, maybe?
Okay, there's only one thing that I'm very sad about.
Hmm.
The rifle family, nothing changed.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Hmm.
The M1A and classic M1A are still the best rifles. And it's not even close.
Yeah, I know. Alright,
M1A CQB, 156 base damage. And on top of that, the only two rifles that have better rate of fire are the 45 and MDR. But that's 50% more damage per clip for each shot.
Oy. Alright. Mark 47, the Harmony. 20% weapon damage. Okay.
That actually might do it. SIG 716.
And then also the Mark 17s as well. Then the MK 17s. also get 25% weapon damage as well. So SIGs and that as well.
Okay, so that actually brings the Mark 47. No, Mark 17. Mark 17. Okay, so the 3 rifles that are going to be used are going to be the last line, SIG 716, Replica, or CQB, or a version of them on it.
Okay. Wait, what's the Ravenous?
If you want to reload this,
What's
the
the
Ravenous
Ravenous?
is the explosive primer binary trigger. On one shoulder, it would prime.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then detonate the charges with the other shoulder.
Gotcha. All right, marksman rifles.
I.e., it's the most awkward exotic in the game.
All right, here we go. M700s. Plus 8 optimal range. So the long stick just went longer, and plus 25% weapon. Timeout.
That really need
No,
weapon
you
damage?
M700 already freaking like I've seen astronomical
30,
numbers.
20, wait. 25% puts that at. What's 25% of 76?
76. So that's
It's 2.5 times 7, 15, and then plus an additional 75. 80, 81. Excuse me. Wait. No. That's not okay. That makes it that gives it higher base damage than the M44.
What the?
That's 406. Wait. I hope I'm doing my math wrong.
Things are about to get wacky here.
460,000 base damage? Are you insane?
That's not good because all those like one shot, one kill builds. Grab M700, point at head. I should not even bother pointing at head. Point anywhere, pinky.
No. It gets better. Want to know the even worse part about this?
What?
Okay, there's a very specific one here. The Model 700 replica is a even higher base roll at 400,000 base damage. And it's a thumb loader marksman rifle. So there's a talent that the deeper in the mag, the more damage that you do.
Oh god, Optimist.
Yes.
Let's see here. Optimist. Oh my god, I don't know.
Although, to be honest, if you're not running determined on this thing, what are you doing?
Oh no. All right. Let's take a look here. Okay, SRS, the most useless so far. The SRS getting a plus 30% weapon damage. I would have been okay with this if the M700 did not get the 25%.
The SRS now actually has a respectable alpha damage.
Yes.
Because that's 420 base damage.
And a decent fire rate. And alright, now it's weird cousin, the SR1, also getting a weapon damage. 30%.
30%?
Yeah.
30%, that's 90. 105, so 463? 463 base damage.
Okay. Also, if anyone
What
plays...
is the optimal range of this thing, though? That's the better question.
Yeah. And while she's looking at that, just to let you guys know, if anyone used to play Nerf, the the Centurion Nerf gun is based off the SR1.
Okay. So, if you're not using a Model 700, what are you doing?
All right. Now, here is a gun that I use a lot. The SVDs. All right.
SVD.
Because I
I have
used
one of those.
yeah, plus 15% weapon damage.
Where does that put this? Okay, should I be fair and go over to a marksman build or no?
No, just find the base damage. We don't need a people who know what they're doing will figure it out.
Okay, just get the comparative for the Dread Edict.
Yeah.
395 base, 15%. That's 30. That's all. I'm gonna say almost 40,000 and then change. So 4 times 5, and then 60. Wow. Is like 460 like the new base for marksman rifles?
Must be. I mean, this at least makes
That's
every at least
absurd, actually.
well, here's the thing, that at least gives them more usability. And we lost your head, Amelia.
Again?
Yep, there we go. Coming out. Yep.
Yeah, so 460-ish.
Yeah. And then the scalpel and the tactical 308. Plus 8 to optimal range and 20 plus 20 to RPM.
I still think that it was a mistake to give the 700 class weapons
They don't
that
need
much base damage.
like they're supposed to revisit weapons that people don't use.
Okay, 308.
Just an
Why are you
RPM
using
change.
this? Why are you using this?
Yeah.
It's where the SRS. It's worse than the base SRS.
I think the only reason to use it is for the scalpel?
With that in mind, it's okay. With the optimal range change, I'm gonna say it's usable. But if you're using a 308, just use a 700.
Yeah. All right. Let's move
Reload
on.
time's the same.
Hmm.
Effective range is the same. But you just get more damage.
Yeah, there's no point. All right, moving on. Other. The Carbine 7 Historical LAMG will no longer drop with a preset. Thank the pixels.
Yay! I don't have to worry about God rolling a freaking Carbine 7.
Yay!
So I can actually, not throw away every single assault rifle that I find.
Yay!
Although,
Yep. Yeah.
why the hell would I use a Carbine 7 when F2K exists now?
Fair. All right, moving on. Gear balance. Wait, what the?
1, 2, and 3. Oh yeah, because each one of them has different scaling.
Okay. All right. We are reaching into people's Trellos. All right. That's a lot of work. All right. Let's just start here. All right.
So Cheska at first had a 10% crit hit chance, 10% hazard, 10% life.
And then
After
a 30%
10
life.
hit.
So
I
they
still
are.
don't think that's good though.
Yeah, they've highlighted all the differences. So, all right. Next, Douglas and Harding. That's the pistol damage, 20%, 20% to weapon stability, 20% to weapon accuracy, and they up the weapon accuracy.
Okay, if they want to make that specific set good, don't make it accuracy. Change it from weapon accuracy. Keep the percentage the same. But instead of accuracy, make it 30% weapon handling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if that's what you want to do, you want to allow the pistol to do work, and this would allow you to handle the revolvers, which, let's be honest, are the workhorses of the pistol area. To make them work.
Yeah. Although I do use the Mozambiques every now and then. All right. It's the it's workable.
It's the
It's
repair
usable.
one, right?
No, it's the one that where you hit a few times in the chest and then the headshot damage is buffed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The breadbasket thing.
Yeah, Mozambique special or something. I forget.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, Fenris. 10% AR, 20% reload, 20% weapon stability. So the change is 30% weapon stability.
Stop.
Does not
giving
need
us
it.
Soft stats that don't matter for the weapon type, please.
Okay. Now here's something I might use. Grupo Sombra. 50% critical hit damage, 15% explosive, 50% headshot. New change, 20% explosive.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely straight with you. This is a set that I see is gonna be getting abused, specifically with that one backpack.
Yeah. Now here's the thing
Ninja
though.
Go bag is what's gonna abuse that.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. I can't use it straight away in some of my builds, so I'm definitely going to have to work around it. All right. Petrov. 10% LMG, 10% weapon handling, 20% ammo capacity. They upped it to 30% ammo capacity.
I'm actually curious. They fixed it with the what is it? Patriot? But does that mean that I can stamp this in, hit the box, then switch the piece to get 30% more ammo capacity?
I'm not too sure.
TBD.
Yep. Well, that's ammo capacity, not
Yeah, I know.
not not mag
That
size.
means that your reserve is going to be larger.
Yeah. All right. Overlord armaments: 10% rifle, 20% weapon accuracy, 10% handling, and let's see, they upped it to 15% handling. It's again,
for rifles, it's actually very, very relevant.
yes,
Because
but
what handling gives you is its accuracy, stability, and reload time.
yeah,
So I would say that that's a warranted change.
yeah. I think they really should have upped also the second piece too, because who the only Overlord armament everyone always uses is the foxhole, I think.
Okay, if they really, really want to make it like really nice to have, give it headshot damage or something in the second tier.
Yeah. All right. Walker Harris. 5% weapon damage, 5% damage to armor, 5% damage to health. They upped it to 10% damage to health.
Walker and Harris might actually be a relevant set now.
Yeah. I mean,
that is a more multiplier. That is 5% more damage if the armor is gone.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Okay, so all right. So Alps Summit.
Christ.
Jesus. All right. Alps before 20% repair skills, 20% skill duration, 10% skill haste. Major changes here. 20% repair skill. So we're getting 30% skill duration and 30% status effect. So we are reaching high summits on that one.
And then the one right after it is no slouch either.
Yeah. China Light. Okay. That's me. I use China Light. 50% explosive. 10% skill haste. 10% status effect. 20% skill haste. 20% stat. Oh.
Okay, they might have needed to make the changes in PvP. This is gonna be cancerous.
I know. Electric. 10% status, 20% electricity, 10% SMG damage. 20% SMG damage.
Not so exciting.
Meh. Empress. 10% skill health, 10% skill damage, 10% skill efficiency. It is now 20% skill damage. Okay. I like that.
That sounds like another Ninja Go bag abuse.
Yep. Alright, Hana Yu. 10% skill haste, 10% skill damage, 5% skill damage.
No,
and we are
weapon damage.
Oh, sorry, weapon damage. Sorry. So now it's 20% skill damage, 10% weapon. Okay, I used to use Hanyu a lot, so this might bring it back because skill damage does work with a lot of my things I do. Murakami Industries, 20% skill duration, 20% repair skills, 10% skill damage. It is now up to 30% repair skills, 30% skill damage.
I just thought of a really cool exotic. I just thought of an idea.
Okay, we can definitely save the idea for after this.
Yeah.
All right, Richter and Kaiser. 20% incoming repairs, 10% explosive resistance, 20% repair skills, 20% incoming repairs, 25% explosive resistance, 40% repair skills now. That's respectable. Okay. And Wyvern wear. 10% skill damage, 10% status effects, 20% skill duration is now up to 50%, 15 status effect, and then 40% skill duration.
Okay, is there really any build that needs that much skill duration though? Like, what persistent skill needs that? Like, that's the one thing I've always wondered. It's like, it seems more like cooldown reduction helps with, what is it, skills? Because getting it back and then casting it again means you have more uptime.
I want to say Pulse.
Yeah, Pulse is the only one that comes to mind.
Yeah,
But
Pulse
I still think
and
that, like,
some of the
40% cooldown reduction would be better than 40% skill duration.
yeah. Yeah, it'll have to be Pulse and the drones. Those are the only two I can think of.
I'd actually prefer that the drone just comes back faster.
Yeah. All right, moving on. But what was the exotic you want to do?
Okay, the exotic that I had in mind. Could you imagine a marksman rifle
Uh-huh.
that was something sort of like the capacitor, right?
Uh-huh.
It would still have the red core scaling,
Uh-huh.
but here's the thing. It would have, I want to say it would have, like, I'd say the lowest per bullet damage as a base, right?
Uh-huh.
But it would have one line within its unique text where increases to skill damage also apply to this weapon.
Oh.
And have it, like, be themed after, like, an EM gun. Like, imagine, like, a railgun.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a fun thing.
Yep. All right, here's our last page here. All right. 511 tactical, 10% health, 20% income repairs, and 10% hazard protection. Major changes, hazard protection, 20%. Badger tough, shotgun damage, 10%, 5% total armor, and 10% armor on kill. Armor on kill is up to 15% now.
Okay. I really wish that they instead also gave you, 10% armor as well?
Yeah.
Instead of the 5%. 5% is like nothing.
Yeah. Bellstone Armory. 1% armor regen, 10% armor on kill, 20% incoming repairs, 40% now on incoming repairs. So, pretty tanky.
I'm actually curious. Does armor regeneration count as incoming repair?
No, I don't think so. All right, Brazos de Arcabas. Brazos de Arcabas. I forgive my pronunciation, guys. All right, 10% skill haste, 1 skill tier. Okay, I think I know why I use this. 20% mag size is now up to 30% mag size.
I don't think I'd still use the 3-piece.
I mean, I still use it for the skill tier, but that's about it. All right, Gilligard, 5% total armor, 10% health, 1% armor regen, 5% total. So it's up to 20% health and 3% armor regen.
Got it. Gilligard is thick with 2Ks.
All right, Golden Gear, 10% status effects, 1% armor regen, and 5% total armor. Major changes are 2% armor regen, 10% armor total armor. I can see this if you have the ninja backpack. You would just get one Bellstone armory. Try to just have one golden gear, and then have at least 2 Gilligards. That's 6% armor regen.
Okay, you have 6 pieces, right? So
Yeah.
you would need 1 Bellstone,
One golden, 2 Gilla, then ninja backpack.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 1 piece left. Right? You have 1 piece. I can count.
It's it's 6
6
pieces
pieces
left.
total.
So yeah, total. So you have 2 pieces left.
Do you? 1, 2,
One.
3, 4, 5.
The,
The backpack
one.
counts as 1 too.
Oh yeah. So you only 1 piece left to work around. Okay. Okay, so if you're just going for straight armor regen, that's literally all you're doing.
You are going to be one thick cockroach.
Habsburg. 15% headshot damage, 50% MMR marksman rifle damage, 10% 10% status effects, up to 20% status effects. Still not worth it for me. Well, actually, wait, no. Can be. If I'm doing my status effect build and I'm using MMR.
I just realized what build would use that.
Yeah, I know.
It's Point Man.
Alright, Lemmo. 20% explosive resistance, 10% skill health, 15% LMG damage. That's now up to 25% skill health and 20% LMG damage.
And once again, like, what's the point of skill health?
Does that affect shields?
No.
Okay, then no.
Like, it is
Athena,
literally just the health bar on, like, your drones and junk.
a heavy will still kick it in one hit.
And the person spraying into it is still going to trigger their more multiplier for health.
Alright. Uzina Getica. 5% total armor, 10% armor on kill, 10% hazard protection is up to 20% hazard protection. It's okay.
With the current coming changes, anything that is rotating around hazard protection, I'm seeing less and less reason to use.
Yeah. Alright, that's that. Game mode's descent. Lower the required heat necessary to reach the Nemesis. This will reduce the minimum loop at which players can encounter Nemesis to 4 and the maximum loop to 9. Decrease the reward requirement to descent by 1 to 5 loops. Players will now receive more loot caches, rewards for completing the same amount of loops as before. Add exotic and named caches within the NSA tech store found outside the descent entrance. The prices are placeholder. Added talent pool rotations in descent that are planned to change on a weekly basis. These pools have different thematic and consist of 35 talents and 6 exotic talents each. Alright, others. Fix the issue with Summit. Okay, we already know about that. Various stability improvements implemented countdown, descent in Summit. Okay. Do we want to go through bugs at all?
Not really.
Alright.
Wait, I forget. Was there any changes to any shotguns?
No shotguns.
That's interesting.
Huh.
And
All
sort
right.
of worrying, actually.
Alright, exploits. Fix the corner glitch. Fix exploit where players could be invited at the end of the raid to obtain raid-specific key without... Oh.
Well, raid, well, okay. The giveaway... Come on, that's actually really not okay. So we can't do giveaways anymore for that.
Nope.
That actually feels really bad.
Sad times.
Although, I understand why it's there. But I legitimately feel bad for anybody that doesn't have, like, the raid exotics for that.
Oh well. Alright, let me
Wait,
see here.
But that says raid exotic. What about the Ouroboros? The Ouroboros isn't a raid exotic.
Didn't see anything on the Ouroboros anywhere here. All right, let me just take a quick bug reports, prerequisites, notes, type, bada. Okay, that's how to submit feedback. All right, project resolve, PvE improvements. We already seen this, seen that, seen that, seen that, seen that. I won't let you relive this again. Weapon balancing, gear balancing, new features, quality of life updates. I think, yeah, we've seen these already. Conflict, status, diminishing results. Okay, so they didn't explain what's changing with talents. You just list them off.
Yeah, it's because those I think are still cooking.
Yeah, okay, moving
I'm
on.
really excited to see what they're gonna do at Big Game Hunter though.
Yeah, armor kits, gear combat lock, expertise. We're not gonna relive that again. Projects, we've been through these already. Been through that, 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 been through that. Nothing there. Remind to future
I think we're actually
warbot to
done.
cut this out. Yeah, we've. This is just like somebody split into two. PvP.
Well, there's the actual breakdown of how they're doing.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hold on. Maybe not. Reopen that. Maybe I missed it because these are actually the patch notes. Hold on. Expertise project. We got that already.
Yeah, we did all that already.
Yeah. Hold on. There are changes in here though. Because these are actually different pages. So hold on. No. Okay, so nothing really in the PvE section here. Let me take a look at the PvP though.
I think it's just the status things that are really here.
Yeah, burn. While burn. Okay, future warbot. Remember to cut earlier out. While burning, rolling in any direction will apply a bonus of 10% burn damage resistance for 5 seconds, up to maximum 30%. Okay, rolling 3 times maxes out the bonus. Yay. Bleed. Not moving grants 10% bleed damage resistance for the duration of the effect. Repair skills. All repair skills, mender skills, reinforced chem launcher, fixture drone now give a 50% hazard protection bonus for 5 seconds. Only the first time the agent comes in contact with that instance of the skill. Oh. Okay.
I know what people are gonna do already.
Yeah.
People
Booster
are just
Hive.
gonna have the healer hive on their butt.
Yeah. We already went over the Booster Hive change. Increase maximum range, though, up to 50%. Ooh.
That is... And speed. Drone speed.
Speed. Yeah, that's good, too. Alright. Sticky EMP. Reduced EMP explosion damage in PvP. Lower skill tier players will not apply Disruptor to higher skill tier players if the difference between them is bigger than the...
Okay, so you can't just like do a one tap what was it, EMP. Although I guess it would still work against other people that have one skill tier.
Yeah.
So you can still do that, but like if they have more than that,
If
then
it's
you have trouble.
if it's a full skill tier like build, you're gonna have a lot of
Wanna know what that
issues.
means?
What?
Wanna know what that means?
The
Striker
shield.
capacitor builds.
Oh. Oh god.
Striker capacitor builds with huge jammer pulses.
All right, conflict. We got that. The normalization, spawn areas, rewards buffs, talents. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Here we go. Dr. Home. Change proc conditions to target headshot instead of target killed. Actum ESC. 50% of the next magazine filled with shock ammo instead of 100% PvP only. Okay.
That's fair, because it was sort of strong.
Future perfection. Weapon kills grant +1 skill tiers for 15 seconds, stacks up to 4 times. Weapon kills at skill tier 6 grant overcharge 50 seconds, overcharge cooldown is 90 seconds. So before, the weapon grants +1 for 19 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. Weapon kills at skill tier 6 grant overcharge. Okay, so it's the max stacks and the time. All right. Swift, the
Okay, so they
stinger.
nerfed that actually.
Yeah. Although you can technically get it higher up, but you definitely need to kill faster. All right, Swift, the stinger. Performing a cover grants plus 20% weapon damage for 20 seconds. Before performing cover grants 20% weapon damage for 15. Okay, that's a slight buff.
In PvP, that just is not a good talent.
Yeah. Thunderstrike deals 20% weapon damage to shocked enemies after 4 kills. Applied shock to the next enemy hit. What? Okay. It's a nerf. Wait. Yeah, it's a nerf.
No, it isn't. They added something very important to it. Before, it didn't have a way to apply shock, but now it does.
Okay, so it's just like the other ones, like the one that add
Yeah, it's
fire.
like ignited and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, okay.
But they
Perfect.
dropped it by 20%. And
They dropped it by 10%.
Here's the other thing. No, it's... Oh, that's a huge nerf, actually. Because of the way that it's worded, deals plus 20% weapon damage. That's increased. Note that in the second one, it said extra. Extra is more. So it's incremental damage instead of a more multiplier.
Yeah, and then perfect Thunderstrike. Same ball here. Yeah, 25% weapon damage instead of 20.
And only 3 kills between shocks.
Okay. All right, Big Game Hunter. Here we go. Headshots grants plus 4% headshot damage, stacks up to 25 times. Before, headshots grant 2% headshot damage, stacks up to 50 times. So they sped it up.
And you also lost... No, it's the same amount.
It's the same amount. Same thing, yeah. It's half the stacks, double the bonus. Yep. Breathe Free, Lady Death. Okay, so I actually use Lady Death a little bit. When moving, gain 4 stacks per second or 8 stacks while sprinting. Max stack is equal to the weapon's mag size. Before, when moving, gain 4 stacks per second or 8 stacks while sprinting, up to 32 total. Hey?
I'm actually really curious about that. So it's up to the mag size, right?
Yeah. Now, what is Lady Death's mag size?
32. But no, that's not the important part. What about the talents that increase mag size?
Well, you definitely can't put extra mods, but yes, you probably... Yeah, it should be affected by talents, though.
Yeah, but that means that you can get, like, upwards of 70% movement speed.
That's gonna be hilarious.
So 70% movement speed when moving. And then I remember the other half is that you get, like, massive bonus damage for the stacks.
Yeah. I just read Flatline, and I am very sad. And you will be very sad.
Pulsed enemies.
They lost Amplify.
Okay, so,
They lost Amplify.
I'm throwing away my Kingbreaker.
I
I guess it's just going to be retired in my stash. Rest in peace, Kingbreaker. Oh, also rest in peace Dare. I'm putting that away too. Both of the weapons both use Flatline.
Oh, Flatline just flatlined.
Flatline just got. Okay. You know what I'm doing. I'm switching to the Eagle Bear. Or the Terminus Est. Or... Yeah. Rest in peace, Flatline. Flatline is just like, I don't know why they wanted to murder. Like, why did you hate Heartbreaker that much? You, like, despised hate Heartbreaker. But okay. I understand. I see you. I'm not salty. It's not that I have level 19 freaking Heartbreaker or anything. Has nothing to do with that. Not in denial at all. I hate myself.
Rest in peace, Flatline. Alright, perfect preservation. Okay, I use this. Killing an enemy repairs 50% armor over 5 seconds. Headshot damage, it kills, improve the repair by additional 50%. So killing enemies. Yes! Oh! My Emmeline's guard build! Woo!
Nerf?
What?
Isn't that a nerf?
No. It used to be 12.
God damn it.
my regular gunfighter set got buffed.
Stares at flatline, motherfucker.
Ouch.
Why did they do that? Like,
okay, remember guys, this is all testing.
oh
Provide
my God.
feedback. Say flatline. Hashtag. Alright, gear talents. Alright. Let's speed this up because it's gonna be 2-hour videos at this point. Gear
Like,
talents.
edit out my like moaning of like hating every single thing that I've invested in getting nerfed into the floor.
I'm
We'll
just
get
gonna
a 1-hour video.
No, we'll just turn it into a short. Alright. Gear talents. Intimidate. Gain 3 stacks per second, up to 9, max of 9, and each stack increase total weapon damage by 4% to enemies within 10 meters. Before it's 1 stack per second to a max of 7. Oh my.
That's a nerf.
Huh.
It's a nerf.
Alright, and then Perfect Intimidate. Gain 3 stacks per second up to a max of 10, and each stack increases total weapon damage by 4% to enemies within 10 meters.
The reason why it's a nerf is because... No, actually, no, it's not a nerf.
No,
because
it's...
now the upper ceiling is higher.
Yeah, the upper ceiling is
But the
higher.
thing is, like, you have to be mixed. I don't like it, the fact that, like... I don't like the fact that it doesn't ramp up immediately. You have to mix it up, and they have to be alive for a few seconds before you get that buff.
Okay. Alright, so now we know where improved materials came. That's Foundry Bulwarks thing. Got it.
Oh, it's the chest piece talent or something.
Yeah, okay, so makeshift repairs, Foundry Bulwark. Whenever you or your shield takes damage, 20% of the amount is repaired to both over 10 seconds. Before it's 20% in 15 seconds. Okay, it's faster. And more. Okay, so that's good.
Great. Chunky boy is even more chunky.
Self-healing chunky. Alright.
It's always been a self-healing chunky.
Process... These are all Foundry Bulwarks, Jesus. Process Refinery. Increases makeshift repairs from 25% over 10 seconds to 30% over 10 seconds. Before it's 20 and 30, so 5% increase to both. Oh boy. And then improved materials. Decreases time taken from makeshift repairs from 10 to 5. What the?
Okay, so...
So...
a really, really, really difficult to kill nugget now.
It's like... Yeah, okay, so if you have the full buff going, so it's 35% in 5 seconds.
I just realized something else.
What?
Remember the whole thing where people were getting angry about getting disrupted on skill builds?
Uh-huh.
Full yellow shield builds don't get EMP'd anymore.
Oh, oh, yes, that's correct.
So... Oh my god. Wait. Hold the phone. No, that's not okay. What the fuck? So... if you have one of these just walking around, there's no... What do you do to kill this thing? Or does he just get a free pass at rezzing his teammates? Pass?
I
No,
don't...
because there's one other thing about this.
Uh-huh.
There's one interaction that isn't covered by this because it's very relevant because you're standing still. The Catharsis Mask.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I was just thinking of the 2 specializations this can also interact with. One is the Survivalist build.
Where you just crap out armor on people.
And then... Oh my god.
A team immovable object.
No. Point Man.
Yay, I love it.
Give everybody your armor. That
This is wrong.
Okay, well, the downside is Point Man is on the chess piece, so I think I don't remember which one you lose, but still, it's ridiculous. All right.
Point Man's the chess piece.
Yeah, Point Man's the chess piece. So
Wait, I have this. Where's my set?
So is it going to lose process refinery or improve materials?
I'm going to my storage. 1 second.
Yep.
I'm investigating it. Give me a second. I have to walk all the way through the White House. Again. Where is... Improved materials is on the chess piece. So you'd be losing that.
You still have that 35% though over 10 seconds.
Yeah. And then let's also point out that I have that on me, right? Catharsis Mask in its current form, Vicious Cycle. Taking damage builds up to 30 stacks. Each stack gives you weapon damage. Taking damage at max stack triggers a purge, removing all status effects. Removing all status effects and dropping a heal, which heals for 5% of your max armor every second for 10 seconds. And this is a cloud. You can have more than one of these put down. For every 30 times that you're shot, you're putting one of these clouds down. And yes, the cloud lasts for 10 seconds. So if you're picking people up, you're not going down.
Okay. Got it. We are making our own heavies.
Well,
all right.
Except for the damage part.
All right. Now, here we go. Obliterate. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds before it's 5 seconds. Okay, I mean, I use Obliterate with my Emmeline's Guard, so yeah, it works fine. Unbreakable, PvP only. 40% armor repaired instead of 50. Perfect Unbreakable. 50%. Used to be 55. Oh well. Rest in peace, technicians linked laser pointers, guys.
Okay, can we stop drop kicking Heartbreaker?
Pulse duration was reduced from 20 to 6 seconds.
Like, we're just kicking Heartbreaker in the teeth over and over and over again. Like, Heartbreaker wasn't even that relevant. Why is it getting kicked so freaking hard? Like, this is just unnecessary amounts of hate at one gear set.
Rest in peace, Heartbreaker.
Like, this entire patch, all the weapon reworks, the skill reworks, the talent reworks, it's like, damn. If this was any more clear, it would just be a White House-sized middle finger to one gear set.
That'll explain no buffs at all to shotguns.
Yeah, that explains... Well... That's okay. Wanna know why? I'm just gonna switch to Striker. Fine.
Damn!
But...
This hurts.
I'm gonna be dying a lot more often now.
Well,
I
Connor.
just realized something.
What?
I feel real bad. Because guess who's building Heartbreaker?
Uh-oh.
2 of our clanmates are building Heartbreaker right now.
Should we break the news to them? Well, you know what?
Tell them that.
We should probably tell them.
Separately.
Yeah. We'll just pull them into a room and say, "Hi, we really, really care about you, and we have to let you know."
We're doing this out. No. We're not. What? Damn.
All right.
I'm the worst person here. And I'm not the one throwing them out onto the freaking street.
Hey, at least we're not like Sony, where we literally just took away every Discovery content that you purchased.
Don't say that, please.
Oh boy. All right. Meanwhile, though, let's see what my next tab is. Oh, yeah.
Stop hurting me. Put that away.
All right. Well, that's actually it for all the patch notes and the review. Was a lot longer than I expected, but it was definitely a lot of fun.
Describe fun.
I believe the term that humans use is Schadenfreude.
Maybe for you.
Yeah. All right. So,
A third of my builds just died.
actually, none of my builds got affected except for minor buffs.
I guess I'm gonna be using my striker more often. I also guess I'm retiring. Yep, I'm gonna just do that right now. I'm gonna delete this build set.
Heartbreaker. More like broken heart.
Heartbroken.
All right. Well, this was definitely a lot of fun, guys. Hey, remember to comment below. What was your give us your feedback of these notes, and don't forget, like, PTS is active while during this recording, so it is the 16th. So make sure that if you want to try out some of these changes, give it a whirl, give feedback. Hashtag save Heartbreaker for Amelia.
And anybody that's starting into the game, because that set helped so many people with their survivability issues. Nope, not anymore. It's gone.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be gone.
Also buff Citar, guys, please. Come on.
To be honest, I'm gonna be hunting for a decent rolled F2K now.
Just get the shield splitter from the freaking
That is
whatchamacallit?
perfect. Wait, what is it? What is it?
Optimist.
Is it perfect Allegro?
Perfect Optimist.
Ew. No.
All right, fine. Well, you can
What do play
craft.
with
Well, you
I
can
want
craft
F2000.
F2000 replicas. So yeah,
Can we?
yeah,
I
F2000
don't think
replicas
we can, do we?
are craftable. Anything that's marked as replica is crafting.
But isn't it better to just target farm these?
I actually don't know any.
Otherwise?
I don't know what the difference is between F2000. Well, it's more chances to find an F2000. We'll just go with that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna just target farm them instead.
All right. Well, guys, it was a pleasure. It's fun. Yeah. So definitely splitting this into two videos. But if you do want to see the full video of the react to the thing, it is on our YouTube channels as well. So, but I will be splitting this into two separate videos so that you guys are not stuck here listening to 3 hours over 3.5 hours worth of content. But feel free to drop a like, subscribe, and yeah, and also find us on Twitch, and I will be streaming on YouTube also as well, coming soon. All right.
Comment below with save Heartbreaker. Please do it.
Yep. All right.
To care about the new players.
Honestly, I think new players will probably enjoy some of the stuff here already, though. But
Yeah, like to be honest, like the sort of acting aside, it's good for the game because that means that we're not just gonna see a single gear set dominating everybody. Because this means that we'll see like a person with a marksman rifle. We'll actually see people using skills, see people using something that's not the Kingbreaker for once. Or
you
the
just
what's the other one? The exotic.
uh
It's the oh yeah, the St. Elmo's.
oh
Like
yeah,
those are the two primaries that I always see. But
yeah,
hopefully with these changes, hopefully that'll change. But
yeah.
let's just also
Also,
say that the marksman rifles, there's no reason not to use a 700 now. Like none.
yeah. Unfortunately,
Although
I
does the white death roll with not like an abnormal roll? I forget.
I don't know. And I don't think the White Death is a M700 model.
It's an M44.
Oh yeah, the M44 is not touched at all.
And I think it's at the top. I think of it.
Uh, oh no, it was at a previous.
It was in a previous tab.
Yep.
Yeah, let's double check.
All right, hold on. We're still going.
We're already editing
Whatever.
back in.
Yeah. It's around the 342 mark, I think. All right, so assault rifles.
Nope, not there at all.
M44 was not touched. So, Huh. Interesting. I guess that's why they upped the M700 then?
Do I have one in my stash?
It's not a gun I run either.
I got it recently as a drop. But did I crush it? That's the question. I think I might have thrown it into expertise.
Possibly. It's not a very common gun that me and you use, so...
I don't use marksman rifles typically. But I'm good.
I mean, I use SVDs. But, hey, this might bring some changes. Alright. Now we're going to definitely end it here. Alright. Goodbye, humans.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.